Loser season 2025 will be over as the umpire holds the ball aloft, and we're underway in the preliminary final of Premier Division Senior Footy. So Monkhorst and Wallace. Wallace probably got the first hit out, and he's roved his own tap too. Sends the Bloods inside forward 50. Bounces over the head of Toma. Taylor came up to meet it. Woori Yallock forced the interception for the moment. Hunter Ryan to Angus Smith. Zach Monkhorst gets a kick away looking for Williams. Nearly cut off, but eventually Geordie Williams gets it under his control. Tries to spin out of trouble. Angus Smith just got onto the boot. Cut off though by Von Hess, the hero of a couple of weeks ago. Sends Olinda Ferny Creek inside forward 50. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can. And the Bloods will get an early look. I believe it's Lucas Smith, who did kick 4 goals in that qualifying final, was quite influential. And yes, it is. Lucas Smith will line up for the first goal of the preliminary final. From about 30 metres out, pretty much directly in front. So this for a potential confidence boost to early days in the preliminary final for Olinda Ferny Creek. In comes Lucas Smith. Distance shouldn't be a problem. Looks okay off the boot, but he's pushed out to the left-hand side. And he's offline, so just the one behind for Lucas Smith and Olinda Ferny Creek. They do get the first score of the day and the first lead, but only the one behind. So Robbie Allen will bring the ball back into play.
Kicked 4 last time as well, Lucas Smith.
He did, between these two sides. So Lucas Smith and Robbie Allen now with the ball. Looks to take on the corridor. Fairly low trajectory ball over the head of Monkhorst. Scharenberg, can he gather it out the back? Incredibly back into this side after a pretty serious knee injury. Angus Smith can't get under his control. Did box hold him? Yes, he did. And Woori Yallock should be inside forward 50 in just a couple of moments. Ben Monkhorst has got some room here inside forward 50. The kick doesn't quite go to him. Zach Monkhorst couldn't gather it. Ben Monkhorst, neither could he. Ball comes towards the boundary line. Basoli came up to meet it. He can't gather it. Eventually Scharenberg does. Dishes off to Jessup. High up and under ball to the broadcast wing. No mark can be taken. Giacob under all sorts of pressure. Eventually though gathers the football. Here is Desta. Desta checks his kick. Running back with a flight is Tonka, but Taylor to the front takes the mark. Got a couple of options down the line. Pulls the kick short. And the mark taken by Rosier, who's got Toma long if he wants him.
26 in the goal last time he played them.
Yep. Usually quite influential. Oh, he's been corralled. He tried to take on Hunter Ryan, couldn't do so, and the mark is taken. And I think it's Lucas Smith again. We'll find out in a couple of moments. So pretty good kick in the end there by Paddy Rosier. We will taking a long while to turn his back to us, and no, in fact it is not Lucas Smith. It's Lachlan Kennedy, who has also come back into this side after missing a lot of the season through injury. So another welcome inclusion for Olinda Ferny Creek. He did come back into play last week against Wandon. So Lucas Smith from the other side couldn't convert. Can Lachlan Kennedy get the first goal of the preliminary final? He'll have to kick this all of about 45 metres. In he comes. Starts at left. It straightens up. It's straightening up too much, in fact, all the way across to the right-hand side. And just sneaks through for a behind. So Olinda Ferny Creek with a couple of behinds on the board. Woori yet to score 3 minutes into the first quarter.
So Woori will look to bring the ball back in now. Haven't only really seen it down there for 50 once, and they were unable to take it really cleanly. Death fine with pressure coming in, but Gibson uses his body well and takes a nice mark up on the wing. Fair way up the ground is Gibson. 93 goals coming into this game. Kick over the top. Can it be taken by Marsh? It goes further than him, and this will probably trickle over the boundary line. And now that it does, it'll be a boundary throw in right below us here. All right, need the Woori interchange on the 50 arc here for Woori Alex forward line. So the ball to be thrown back in here with Zach Monkhorst for Woori. Wallace for Olinda. Ball thrown back into play now. Fighting for front position. Wallace gets their front position, then gets the tap down looking for Rosie. Can't quite pick it up cleanly. Inside the forward 50 here now for Woori. But they try and get a few handballs out to Olinda out of trouble. Ooh. Marsh goes and gets it. Runs himself into a bit of trouble. But he's going to get a high contact free kick anyway.
It's Thompson, I think, in fact.
Thompson, my bad. So Thompson, he'll have to kick this right on. He hasn't looked very confident. He'll have to kick this about 52 metres. Has a look around. And just goes short over the top and finds it. Not 15, he got Gibson, but he's going to get a push in the back anyways.
Actually, incredibly, Alex Marsh is not listed in this team to play. Very strange, because I don't think he got injured. And I thought he was pretty good last week. That's an interesting one.
So Gibson will also have to kick this pretty much 52, I reckon. The play on the man on the mark is right on the 50, so 52, 53 metres.
I think the arc's here at 45, despite the fact it says 50.
Yeah, that's why I said 50, because it literally says 50 there.
It does say 50. I don't reckon they are 50, though.
We'll back him in, I reckon. We'll back him in.
All right.
Gibson now. In he comes. Kick is on its way. Distance doesn't look a problem. Is it coming back enough? Not quite. Goes through for a minor score. So first score on the board. Is it behind to Woori Yallock? Off their goal kicking spearhead, Taylor Gibson.
Tell you what, it was a good looking kick off the boot, just didn't quite get it to draw back enough in the end.
So Patrick Seymour with the kicking duties here for Olinda.
And he's going to have that role in Taylor Gibson too, Trent, so it's a big day for him.
So Seymour now will go and gather the ball that went well over the fence, so now he has it in his hands, and he'll have a look around now. Couple hands pointing to the direction they want him to kick it to in the sides. He just plays on and goes long and wide. Can Amar be taken down the line? Desta comes up, but it gets there before he does, and a handball over the top now on the far side of the ground. Tackle is laid. Umpire blows his whistle to ball this one up. Or is he? Yeah, ball this one up. I thought he was pointing his hand somewhere to give away a free kick there for a second, but the ball is thrown up now. Zach Moncos probably got the better of that tap. Tackle is laid there in the middle by Geordie Williams, and it stopped him in his tracks. And the umpire for another stoppage and play to ball this one up on the far side of the ground. Zach Moncos just grabs this one out of the ruck, but has his kick smothered. Then it gets a handball over to Geordie Williams. Williams will line up for goal. Open goal square. Well off line. It's going to go through for a minor score.
There we go. So Williams can't convert. So scores a level in the preliminary final. 2 behinds apiece. As Seymour will take the kicking duties once again for the Bloods. Looks to the outer side. He's got Scharenberg on his own if he wants him, but he'll go beyond. High up and under ball. Where we've got the representation. Can Wallace stick the mark? No, he can't. Zach Munkhorst gets to the front. Jericho out the back. Can't gather the football. Can he find someone to dish off to? No, locked up in the tackle, and the umpire comes through and calls for the stoppage. Still forward to centre for Woori Yallock. Over on the outer side wing. So up it goes. Thompson laying a good strong tackle. And it's become a bit of a gridlock over there on the outer side. So nearly 7 minutes into this first quarter. No goals as of yet. Zach Munkhorst wins the tap. Seal with a good strong tackle on this occasion. And again, another ball up. Woori may be gaining 1 or 2 metres. But not a lot of flow for the last minute or so in this game. Up it goes again. Zach Munkhorst again gets the better of the tap. Socket away by Sam Cuthbert. Jericho trying to run onto it, but another teammate comes up. I believe that's Lucas Smith. He dishes off. Jericho now should be able to get a kick onto the boot. Back into the corridor. Mark is taken by Frankie Seal. Dishes off. Tonkin sends the Bloods inside forward 50. Desta's the target, but it swings back the other way. Noah Desta, can he gather the ground level ball? No, he can't. Ball knocked towards the boundary line. Desta goes in for seconds.
It was lucky because he got a foot to it. I was like, I hope that didn't go out on the full.
Yep, it's going to be thrown back into play. So Olinda Ferny Creek get the ball in their end of the ground. So wait for the ball to be thrown back into play. Up it goes. So Taylor will attend the ruck contest, but Zach Munkhorst gets the better of the tap, looking for Gemal. Won't be cleanly. In fact, I think this might be a free kick for high contact going the way of the Tigers.
So 8 minutes in and Riley Moncos hasn't intended to send a bounce yet.
No, he hasn't. So Hunter Ryan has turned it over to Lockie Taylor. And I wonder if he might back himself into the set shot here. I think he will. So can the Olinda Ferny Creek skipper? Yep, there he is. He's pointed to the goals to the umpire. So Lockie Taylor will have to kick this probably about 50 metres with the man on the mark right on that arc there. So this for the first goal of the preliminary final. Swings out onto an arc. Distance doesn't look to be a problem. It's straightening up. Does it have the carry? No, it doesn't. Touched on the line.
Wait.
Whistle for a block. I think it's going to go Woori's way, so I don't think they're behind.
So
no, I believe so. We'll...
Yeah, no flag's been waved, so.
There we go. So scoreboard's still saying 3 behinds to 2, but I don't believe that was paid. So Woori Yallock looking to counter-attack. Polton goes out wide with a kick. Pretty good one as well. So can they find a 4-way forward here? They'll go short again. And the mark taken here by Joel Adams, who looks to dish off. And now they've found a way through the Tigers. They can get the ball to half forward. Thompson, the target of the kick. It doesn't get to him, though. Coming up to meet it is Angus Smith. Tries to bust the tackle. That could be holding the ball. In fact, penalised for a throw.
So Linda will get this on the far side of the ground at half back here after a good tackle there. They'll look to try and pounce out. They'll come backwards to try and switch the player, get it to Curry. Runs himself in a bit of trouble for a second, and then could have possibly turned it over with this kick. Ball still in pursuit on the middle of the ground. Gibson now has it. He gets a handball over the top to Smith. Smith has his kick smothered. Now they go in and back and get it to Curry. Handballs out the back, so he mops up at work that he made a mess of. Now they go along down the line. Desta parks himself underneath it, unable to hold the mark, and a tackle is laid there, stopping in their tracks by Big Riley Moncos. So ball up here So it looks like Riley Moncos will take the ruck contest this time here as the ball's thrown up.
Ooh.
He grabs it out of the ruck and then just kicks it. Doesn't go very far, but Vasoli gets it. Tries to use the handball, moving forward. Now they got it shot here. Here is Zach Moncos. Snap around his body. Gibson's in the square.
Oh.
Goes for the kick, and he's done it! How's the volley? Where's the new FIFA game dropping?
Oh, that is something special from Taylor Gibson. How about that?
That's unbelievable, the creativity.
From the big fella as well. But, I mean, not really that surprised that he can do that kind of stuff, Taylor Gibson. And that was what this game needed, because we're already 10 minutes in. That's the first goal that's been kicked. Both sides have missed a couple of opportunities, and Taylor Gibson out of mid-air, Leo Messi style.
That was unbelievable. The creativity, he didn't get a lot on it. No. That was the thing. He only got a little toe poke.
It was a deft touch, but that was all it needed. So back in the middle, Trent.
So now we reset play there. It was the first goal of the board for the game there. Gibson moves to 94 as well. So now tap down, moving towards Woori Yallock's forward line, but still on ground level. Can we get a ball moving forward? Riley Moncos picks it up, but has his kick smothered, so still at ground level. Now Riley Moncos goes back and gets a handball at the top, looking for Williams, but it is turned over. Seal goes in, unable to take it cleanly though. And again, another kick that is smothered. So a lot of smotherings happening here. And can they get it out here? Lucas links up. Now they go through Rosier. Kick is smothered again, but now they can go wide, bring it forward. Can they get it inside their forward 50 here? Yes, they do. They see a target out wide. How's it going to sit? Mark is dropped, but goes back in and gets it. Can we move it forward? No. Tackle is laid there, stopping him in the tracks. He's going to be pinned for hold the ball. So Woori Yallock did really well in the last line of defence there, because Olinda were well and truly out. So they can rebound here from their defensive 50, Woori Yallock. So just go long down the line. Can a mark be taken down the line? Not quite. And it's going to keep going, and they do keep it in place. And Gemmell now has it on the wing, brings it back in board, all on their own, but it's just had a little bit too much on the kick. So now here go Olinda, link up for a few hands off halfback. They could be in if they keep using these hands, and they do. Now another hand through the middle. Don't want to overuse it though. Snap over their head, and someone's going to be possibly turned over. Yeah, Angus Smith will park himself under it and take an intercept mark at halfback.
So Smith looks through the corridor momentarily, and that's essentially where he goes, short to Ryan. Ryan loads up on the right boot, sends the ball inside forward 50. Gibson's the target, can't get it. Maybe a chance out the back for Matthews. Kick towards goal, and he's nailed it. 2 for Woori Yallock. 2-2, 14 to 2 behind. Jake Matthews, ever the opportunist, gathered it cleanly, straight over the goal umpire's cap. What a start for the the Tigers, in fact, Adam.
How smooth was that? Just to get that from half back in Smith's hands, and then 2 kicks over the back, and Matthews knew exactly what to do with it. Just slot it through the middle when it goes over the top of Taylor. So just have a grab and have a kick, and all of a sudden they've kicked 2 goals, and Ferny Creek haven't put one through the middle yet.
No, that's it. I reckon, I could be wrong, I think Jake Matthews had just come onto the ground as well, because the interchange gate is right there. I think he just snuck on and very cleverly got the ball onto that right boot, wasted no time. Anyway, ball back in the middle, so Riley Moncos to attend this centre bounce up against Wallace. I think Moncos just got the better of that one. Thompson couldn't quite get the ball under his control, and it'll be take 2 in the centre as the umpire comes through and calls for the stoppage. So up it goes again, Moncos and Wallace. Wallace got the better of that tap. Socket forward by Rosier. Couldn't quite get into the hands of Von Hess. Simpson just dumped off the football. Von Hess goes in for seconds. He can't gather it cleanly. Handball looking for Thompson. Won't find him. Sharked by Peter Lucas. Jacob, long kick around the body. High up and under ball. Toma, can he get the mark back with a flight? No, he can't, but here's an opportunity. Kick around the body. He's home. And the Bloods get the response.
Lucas Smith.
Yep, it is Lucas Smith, and he's nailed it. So, as Trent mentioned, 4 goals the last time these two sides played, and Olinda Ferny Creek, in fact, get a goal that they desperately needed. So Smith missed his first opportunity, but he nailed the second as we wait for the ball to come back into the middle. So 1-2-8, or scoreboard says 1-3-9. We're not quite sure of that behind counter before, but anyway, we'll find that out at quarter time. Up it goes. Moncos gets the better of that one. Wallace couldn't gather the ball. Thompson taken in the tackle straight away. Dishes off just in time to Arnold. In goes Peter Lucas. Chance for Von Hess. Did he tug the jumper? Umpire lets it go. Huge numbers around the contest. The ball keeps sort of pinballing in and out. There's a dumping tackle laid, and the umpire eventually calls for the stoppage with the ball not really going anywhere. So wait for the umpire to throw the ball aloft. Up it goes. Moncos gets the better of the tap. Gemmell, can he get the ball under his control? No, he can't. Through a couple of sets of legs. Comes away to Tonkin, sends the Bloods inside forward 50, and the mark is taken by Toma. Maybe just too far out to score. Kicks the ball to the top of the square, looking for Lucas Smith, and he's got it! And he'll get another look. So this potentially to level the scores. Lucas Smith will line up from only 15 metres out on a 45-degree angle. This for his second goal, this for Olinda Ferny Creek's second goal. In he comes. Distance won't be a problem. It's just all about accuracy. And he's pushed it across to the right. There you go. So another opportunity for Olinda Ferny Creek goes begging. Lucas Smith can't convert, and Woori Yallock stay in the lead.
So now they'll look to bring the ball back into play. They'll just have to gather it from the car park again. So, and then they'll have to go back to the square to reset the play before they can bring the ball back in. Reflexes on point there. Did anyone else watching that?
Yeah, I did see it just out the corner of my eye.
So now they play on, and they were going to go to the far side, but now they'll come to the broadcast side now and find Angus Smith at half-back. He immediately wheels around looking for Gibson, sliding forward and takes a nice mark down low. So now Gibson, fair way out, so he'll be too far out, so he'll be looking for a target here to pass it off to, although he's looking very confident moving back up his mark.
Yeah.
I think he's having a shot.
I think so. As I say, I reckon these arcs are only 45. Even still, he'd probably need to kick this nearly 55, but Taylor Gibson's got this in him.
Okay, you go, sorry.
Yeah, no, you look at the trees, I reckon that breeze is blowing in behind his shoulder, so he's got the breeze with him.
So Taylor Gibson already has one with the volley in midair before. Can he kick number 95 for the season? He's going to take a big kick. Gibson, distance doesn't look a problem. How's the accuracy? He's put it straight through from 60. He can do it all. He did the volley. Now he just goes, boys, watch this. I'll dob one from 60 as well.
Here we go. He's got the kicker boots on today. That's goal number 95. 5 to go for Taylor Gibson. Maybe today might be the day. He's already got 2 in the first quarter. And yeah, just the second that ball hit the boot, you knew distance wasn't going to be a problem. It was all about the accuracy. And here we go, Matt Scharenberg coming off here. Might just keep an eye on that one.
So now, back in the middle here. Woori with a really good start here. And Riley Monkhurst grabs it out of the ruck, then handballs it over the top. Can they move it forward? Tackle is laid. Will the hold of the ball be paid? No one finds its way out. Can they pick it up cleanly here? Slight fumble by Hyatt. Now Woori Yallock again go forward. Ben Monkhurst is the deepest forward. But this might go all the way itself and bounce all the way through. Hang on a second. A holding free kick is going to go the way of Olinda Ferny Creek.
No.
Yeah, we nearly saw another long bomb. But this time it's going to be a holding free kick in the defensive 50. It's going to go to Jessup.
Just too much on the shepherd, don't you reckon?
Riley's going to give Ben a bit of a stick, I reckon, after the game.
And it's well deserved, to be honest. Kick wide, goes wide, and a nice mark taken out in front there by the skipper Taylor. And he's had to stop to tie up his shoelaces by the looks of it as well in the meantime.
Yep.
So Taylor now pushes off his mark. Doesn't really have many options presenting to him, so he's going to have to probably just go that long down the line kick. In fact, he'll go short down the line as he finds a little gap there. Does that well. Gets it over the top there to Cuthbert. Cuthbert now sees one even wider in Hyatt. Hyatt now takes it on the boundary, and he can go short as well to Rosier. He can take the mark here. Pushes off his mark, so slow and subtle build up. So far it's working all right. Got themselves to half forward. Now the long kick in the Desta direction. The wind does a bit too much onto it, and Woori can link up through a few hands here and get this out of defensive 50. They go wide, but the kick has a bit too much on it. But this might work in Woori's favour as well. It's Ben Monkhurst with the ruck craft. Jumps over the top, hits it out. Now they're out. Handball over the top. Can they get one? Taylor Gibson found himself out the back here with a bit of meterage on it. Kick is smothered, and that's exactly the direction where it would have went. But Olinda on the counter attack now. A tackle is laid, stopping them in their tracks, and the umpire pays a high contact free kick, so Olinda Ferny Creek can rebound here.
So Jessup the recipient, and Woori Yallock have missed out on one there because Taylor Gibson was one out and very much to his advantage. Jessup loads up, sends the ball to half forward. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can, and the Bloods are about to be inside forward 50. Long kick into the pocket. Can Smith take the mark? He can. And he'll get another look at goal. And he's getting his hands on the footy in this first quarter. It's just all about the accuracy. So another opportunity at goal for Lucas Smith. 1 goal, 2 in the afternoon so far. This to potentially get it back to, we believe it's 5 points the difference. We'll know at quarter time what the score will be. But anyway, Lucas Smith from about 40 metres out to get the Bloods. Nice and close again. Looks pretty good off the boot.
Oh.
And it's snicked the behind post. There you go. So no score registered. So Woori Yallock connects at the defensive 50. Short kick onto the chest of Williams. Dishes off. And now they come out wide. And that's a pretty good kick as well. That'll work out fine to Arnold. Dishes off to Allen. Up to Polton. Simpson, in fact, low trajectory ball, little underground one, might just work out here for the Tigers, but they've turned it over. The Bloods are on the counter-attack, they'll take on the corridor. Lockie Taylor, waste no time, dishes off, they should be inside forward 50 here, the Bloods, and they are... But it's going to be picked off beautifully done by Geordie Williams in the last line of defence. Interesting to see him down there. So it comes back to Williams, but he's spilled it. Danger, picked up by Noah Desta, and he's missed. So another opportunity. So now Olinda, Ferny, Craig are the ones who are just having a bit of trouble in front of goal. Noah Desta unable to convert that opportunity. So Robbie Allen wants to take on the corridor. Long kick as well. He's got that forward of centre. And Gibson couldn't quite stick the mark. Can he soccer it forward? Can he manufacture something? Yes, he did well at ground level. The Tigers will be inside forward 50. This should be cut off, and it is. And gee, Zach Munkhorst was all on his own. Fortunately for Olinda, Ferny Creek, Oakley Jessup able to pick it off, because he would have been streaming into an open goal otherwise. Jessup short with a kick, and the mark is taken by Curry.
So Curry now at half back. See if he can present something here instead. They'll just go wide. Nothing really presenting that they like, so they'll just play a bit to keep things off down in the back half. Curry, and then he'll come even wider. Find Tonkin. Tonkin now virtually at full back now. We'll go short and wide again. Gets it over to a teammate in Jessup. Jessup, this time will bite off the long kick down the line. Does it have too much on it? No, they've done well to get it. And he's off. Greensmith Rowe, he goes straight away. Now handball over the top. Ambrosius, brings the kick inboard to Desta. Desta now wastes no time playing on steps around his opponent. Can they get the ball moving forward to their forward 50? Here they are now. Shot on goal. How's the accuracy? Does it sit? You bet it does. And it's straight through. Let's try and gather who the player is.
Got a feeling it. Jethro Von Hess.
Jeffrey Von Hess, as you said, the game save up with the game-winning goal last time.
He did. He kicked the match winner on his non-preferred left boot from the boundary line. He absolutely nailed it. So that was on his preferred right. So 2-4-16 to 3-2-20, we believe. We'll score, because remember there was that behind that we thought wasn't counted. We'll find out at quarter time anyway. Ball back in the middle.
So Des is going to have a run in the ruck as well. Just the ball's thrown up. Zach Monkhorst goes to the tap over the top back, and Geordie Williams just bursts his way through and gets a handball over to Angus Smith. Angus Smith puts it into 450. Ben Monkhorst makes a big contest and thumped his way through. Schoenberg very sore to get up, but he's up now. Tackle is late. Umpire lets it play out. Now it's going to be a ball up right on the 50 here of Woori Yallock. So ball to be thrown up here. Zach Monkhorst to go up against Wallace. He does win the tap, but then Wallace gets it down. He's tackled, and the umpire blows his whistle to ball it up again. So it was an interesting one there. Zach Monkhorst did win the tap down, but then tapped it to his opposing ruckman to get the clearance. But luckily, the tackle was laid. So Zach Monkhorst again wins that tap down. Can they get the ball moved forward? Thompson, was he taken without it? Umpire lets it play out, but the out-of-zone umpire has paid it too.
Yeah,
so I thought it was there. So it'll be interesting to see if he goes back for a shot or he passes like General provides an option. Ignores that one. Gibson's the deepest forward, so he'll just put it in deep. And if it doesn't go all the way, he knows Gibson is there. And Gibson holds on to it. Will he wheel around, play on to snap around his body, or he back his drop punt?
Well, he's marked it just in the square, so it'll be right in front.
Oh, okay. I thought he had marked on the other side of the post. But he right in front, so he'll put through number 3 here.
Yep.
Could be a big day for Taylor Gibson. Probably should have learned from yesterday and made more room on my notes. But he put through number 3. I've started in the middle again, Aiden.
Oh no, Trent, what are you doing?
I don't know. I did the first one, and you know what? I'm going to have to work forwards, I reckon. That's my way here.
Yeah, you have to go back.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? That is ridiculous.
But Gibson is on fire. 3 goals in the first quarter. Not enough about me, but 3 goals in the first quarter. But it is ridiculous. I should have learned.
That's poor form, honestly.
And in all of that...
Shush, Adam.
Good Lord. Anyway, also... Goal number 96
yes, goal
for season 2025. He's 4 away. He's well and truly on ton watch. 3 goals in the first quarter. So up it goes. Tap one down by Wallace. Gathered by Seal. He dishes off. Wallace again is involved. Tries to go back to Frankie Seal. Geordie Williams cuts it up. Was he held? Umpire calls him to go. There's a whistle and a free kick for kicking in danger. Going to go Woori Yallock's way. It's win Angus Smith, and what a final series he's played, and a 25-metre penalty. And Gibson's calling for it. He's one out against Seymour again. That's where Smith's going to go. Long to the square. Gibson got it. He's going to line up for goal number 4 and 97 for the season, Taylor Gibson. And he had his name written all over that one. Paddy Seymour's having a nightmare. Everywhere he looks, it is Taylor Gibson. Siren goes. This for goal number 6 for Woori Yallock. Sorry, number 5. And for Gibson's 4th. And he puts it away. 97 goals for season 2025. What a first quarter for Woori Yallock. 5-2-32 to 2-5-17 reads the scoreboard. Adam, the Tigers full of confidence early days.
My goodness me, every time you look into the Tigers forward line, they've always got someone out the back, or you can see Paddy Seymour worrying about where he's going to be next for Taz.
Up against Josh Wallace, so the umpire holds the ball aloft, and we're underway in the second quarter. So Wallace gets the better of the tap. Hyatt unable to gather it. Good strong tackle laid, and the ball going nowhere. It'll be take 2 in the centre. So let's see what happens here. Up it goes again. Monkhorst and Wallace. I think Wallace just got the better of that one. Gathered by Rosier. Kicks around his body. Up and under. Ball! Gee, bit of a fly there from Hunter Ryan. Couldn't quite stick the mark. Angus Smith, who's been impressive in this final series, kicks around his body. Has he turned it over? No. Basoli couldn't quite get the ball under his control. Now he can as he goes in for seconds. Matthews dishes off to Williams. He gets it to Thompson. There's a whistle. And a free kick for a throw. Going to go Olinda Ferny Creek's way. Rosier wastes no time. Goes with the hands, but they've turned it over Olinda Ferny Creek into the hands of Arnold. He's got Zach Monkhorst in the corridor if he wants him. Arnold in no real hurry. Go short to Thompson. Thompson, another low trajectory ball. Rosier came in with a fist. Ball heads towards the boundary line. Desta provided a bit of a hand, and the ball trickles over and will be thrown back into play. So straight away you just noticed there Woori Yallock not sort of pulling the trigger like they were in the first quarter. So I think that definitely suggests that the breeze is going to one end of the ground. So wait for the umpire to throw the ball back into play. At half forward for Woori Yallock, up it goes. So Zach Monkhorst and Josh Wallace to do battle on the ruck. Monkhorst to the front, gets the better of the tap. Ball comes down to ground level momentarily. Comes back to Angus Smith. He dishes off just in time. Good strong tackle laid by Wallace with the Tigers inside forward 50, but it's trickled out of bounds on the full. And Olinda Ferny Creek should be able to counter-attack. Seymour, I believe, will be the recipient. Who probably didn't have his best first quarter, particularly in that one-on-one matchup against Taylor Gibson. 4 goals kicked on him, so Seymour got a couple of short options up the line, but he wants to go longer. So now Olinda Ferny Creek want to use this breathe long kick, a wobbly ball, but the mark is taken. Well done by Wallace, who came in. He dishes off to Peter Lucas, sends the ball long. Scharenberg has gone forward, and now it's a free kick going to go Woori Yallock's way.
High fend-off, I believe it was 4.
There we go, so disappointing result there. So here we go. So Matt Scharenberg forward, bit of an interesting one, but we have seen him go there, and he does average a goal a game this season, so see if this move maybe can bring something to life for Olinda Ferny Creek. So the recipient looks like it'll be Angus Smith. Hunter Ryan, he might be able to dish off too. He's got Geordie Williams short in the middle of the ground, but he is going to go long, high up and under the ball. The wind sort of caught it. It's going to plug it half back, and the intercepting mark is taken, is it? No, another free kick going to go Woori Yallock's way. So Hunter Ryan, the recipient, will look to send the Tigers inside forward 50. In fact, it's Hamish Gemmell. Gemmell, take 2. Long kick. Monkhorst the target. And the mark is taken. And Riley Monkhorst just imposed himself with that contest, and he'll line them up from 25 out directly in front. This. 25. And there we go. Make a certainty of it. He'll be kicking from in the goal square. And he should make it a 22-point difference for Woori Yallock. So he was cost a goal in the first quarter by his brother Ben, who gave away a free kick on the goal line, but unless something catastrophic happens, he shouldn't miss here. So Riley Monkhorst from point blank puts it away. 22 points the difference the way of the Tigers. 6-2-38 to 2-4-16. 3 minutes gone into the second quarter.
Great start here from Woori Yallock, really putting the dominance on the game early and picking up where they left off in the first quarter, in the second quarter here.
Exactly right. Kicking against the breeze as well. That'll give them plenty of confidence as we wait for the ball to come back into the middle. So Olinda Ferny Creek with a few answers to come up with here. Been pretty close games between these two sides so far, but Woori Yallock have definitely had the ascendancy in this game to this point.
So wait for the ball to be brought back to the middle here as the umpire walks his way up now. Big Zach Monkhurst and Wallace to go at it in the ruck. This ball's thrown back up into play here now. Tap down. But it's tackled laid straight away. The umpire quick to blow his whistle to restart play with the ball up here. So the ball's thrown up in the middle here. Zach Monkhurst tap over the top, then goes through with the second fist to get some extra ground coverage there. Kick off the ground, trying to put it into their direction was Williams. Tackle is laid straight away, and the umpire circles around, then blows his whistle for another stoppage in play for the two rucks to go at it again. So the ball's thrown back up into play now. This time it's Wallace who just punches it forward into a bit of open space. And a great pick up at ground level. It was there by Von Hesse. And they can move it forward. Mark taken there. No, not quite. Smith handballs over the top. Then they can bring it back inboard. The kick looks like it might be coming back and going for a goal. And what a finish! What a finish by Daniel Tomer on the boundary line. It was not a shot at goal. It was a centering kick. But he's that good that he puts it through like that.
I don't know, man. I thought it might have been a kick at goal because I think he knew how the wind was going to draw the kick back. He put it up, and I think he knew the wind would just pull it through the goals, and Scharenberg cleverly escorted it over the line. But Olinda Ferny Creek definitely need that. That'll fill them with plenty of confidence, Adam.
Yeah, of course it will. And that, like you said, that's a fantastic goal. Really well weighted and just let the wind do all the work. And whether it was intentional or not, it was definitely intentional to let the wind catch it.
Yep.
And the goal is exactly how you want to respond to this Woori Yallock dominance.
Ball back in the middle now. No ruck. Neither ruck, sorry, got a tap to that. Rosie gets a handball moving forward, so Olinda Ferny Creek can go forward here again. Unable to hold the mark. Ground was Kennedy, just following a bit too short, but follows up with a great big tackle. Shouts a ball, not given. Von Hesse runs around his opponent, shot towards goal. How's the bounce? Not favouring. Adams did well, but fighting forward now. Olinda Ferny Creek can get the ball over the top. They've still got it in their hands. Von Hesse can gather it, shrugs off a couple of tackles, handballs over to Desta. Desta snap around his body, high up and under. Does it keep playing, stay in play? Sorry, no, it misses a lot. So out of bounds on the full, and Woori can try and rebound here as they look to gather the ball.
Now, what does this say that Matt Scharenberg's playing pretty much a full forward role? We said that he was coming into the game a bit injured.
Yeah, there's
a bit injured.
a knee concern. We're not quite sure. We're hearing PCL, MCL, but but he does average a goal a game, so I think it's a role that he does play sometimes. But we generally do see him play more behind the ball. But that is definitely something to keep an eye on.
So the far side of the ground, Gibson a long way up the ground at half back is going to receive this free kick. So he'll gather this. Had to pick it up from over the fence himself. No supporters wanted to help him out there.
No.
Made him do his work. He's like, you've kicked 4 goals in the opening quarter. We're not helping you out. So now kicker down the line. General takes this mark. And they look to try and move this more forward now on the wing here. So now a kick down the line to half forward. Can a mark be taken? Looking for Zach Monkhurst. The contest is formed. Now a kick inside the forward line. 2-in-1 situation here in Olinda's favour, but Woori get it, just chucks it on the boot, little banana, and it's going to go for a minor score. Didn't quite gather who the player was there.
No idea with that one.
No idea, so he puts through his first trouble on the scoreboard. It was a behind though, but Woori are really dominating this game. Whenever they go forward, they look like they're scoring, whether it's a goal or behind, but it's mainly goals at the moment.
That's it. Long kick out of the defensive 50 by Seymour. Flies over the head of Noah Desta, gathered by Rosier. Sends the Bloods inside forward 50. Tomer should be able to take the mark. Oh, bounced off his chest, and it's going to fall into the lap of Joel Adams. Will it? No. Scharenberg should be able to get it out the back. Tries to spin out of trouble, and he's turned it over. Woori on the counter-attack. Allen gets the kick away just in time. Looking for Simpson. Coming up to meet it too was Gemmell. Bouncing football. Eventually it falls for Simpson. Comes back in towards the corridor. Good kick, sorry, and the relieving mark taken there by Thompson, who dishes off to Ryan, but he's turned it over. And Olinda Ferny Creek will be able to counter-attack. Wasting no time. Comes to Peter Lucas. Just made the required distance of 15 metres. Von Hess is in the middle of the ground. Won't go that way, though. So Peter Lucas loads up on the right boot, sends the Bloods inside forward 50. Scharenberg in a one-on-one. Well done, Joel Adams, though, fists it away to the boundary line, and Joel Smith escorts it over. It will be thrown back into play inside the forward 50 of the Bloods. So Joel Adams seeming to have the match-up on Matt Scharenberg, who is playing forward for the moment. So boundary throw in, outer side of the ground, inside the forward 50 of Olinda Ferny Creek. They got the last one. Can they get the next? Get it back to 11 points of difference. Taylor will attend the ruck contest. Gets to the front. He wins the tap as well. Trying to shark it was Arnold. Couldn't get the ball under his control. Umpire circling. Ball going nowhere. And it will be another stoppage. Still at half forward for Olinda Ferny Creek. So Taylor again will attend the ruck contest. Munkhorst probably got the better of that one. Gathered by Thompson, tried to take on a lot, and he's been penalised for a throw. And a free kick for Olinda Ferny Creek. Looks like Frankie Seal will be the recipient. He'll send the Bloods inside forward 50. Scharenberg calls through to the top of the square. That's not a great kick, and Cody Basoli drops into the hole and takes the intercepting mark. Basoli got Simpson out wide, all on his own, and that's where he goes. So Simpson off the half-back line. He's got Ben Munkhorst up ahead. He's got Angus Smith short, but he wants to go back the other way to Robbie Allen. So they'll pull the switch. Allen all the way out to Joel Smith. Long kick. Will get there eventually. He's got Geordie Williams up the line if he wants him. That's where he goes. Good kick. And they might be away here, the Tigers. The handball will come back to Joel Smith. Ran into danger. Gets the handball back to Geordie Williams. Loads up on the right boot. Oh, dearie me. Scrubby ball. Gibson will come up to meet it. Oh, his opponent couldn't gather the football. He should be able to send the Tigers inside forward 50. The handball comes away. Here they go. Woori Yallock. Good looking kick. Is the mark taken? No. Fisted away. And Olinda Ferny Creek with the takeaway.
So now Olinda Ferny Creek looking to bring this out of the defensive 50. Now they go across goals and use the far side. Does the win help it? Yes, it does. Taking a nice mark there, Clark at half-back. Clark just goes down the line looking for Smith, unable to hold the mark there. Riley Moncos gathers there, then shrugs off that tackle. But Smith doing well to go with the second effort tackle, and he's going to get rewarded with that for holding the ball. So big win there for Lucas Smith. He goes short. Now look to try and make something of this now as they go inside the forward 50 in the Scharenberg direction. Comes from behind and punches it. Joel Smith at ground level gives the handball back out to Williams, as we said, playing that behind the ball. And they're going to ask to deliberate. What's the umpire say? Nah.
Good decision. No, he was trying to get it to a teammate. Just didn't quite execute the handball well enough.
So as we called before, now anytime it goes deep in that defensive 50, we're seeing Geordie Williams get right back, players that sort of like goalkeeper, quarterback type of role. So now thrown back into play now. Riley Moncos gets front position, gets the tap down. Williams picks this one up and then kicks it down the line. Is it going to be turned over? Yes, it is. Great pick up, but an even better tackle to stop him in their tracks. So we'll reset play with the ball up here. So we wait for the umpire to ball this one up and the rucks to get in position. And here comes Riley Moncos, who wins that tap down, but Olinda Ferny Creek can go for it. Rosier puts the boot on the ball. Does he stay in play? Yes. Scharenberg direction. Has he got it? Yes, he does! On one leg.
Oh, he looks sore though, Trent.
Going back on one leg and takes a beautiful mark. Falling back. He's got himself up, but he's limping a bit too.
Yeah,
he's going to pass it off too. Brings it back inboard. Umpire says not 15. Oh no! Can they make something of this still? Snap around the body, but it's all Woori on the goal line, and it's going to bounce through for a boundary throw. And so not the worst result again for Olinda though. But geez, Matt Scharenberg obviously just wasn't confident enough with kicking it with the amount of pain he's in.
Yep.
So it'll be a stoppage here to be thrown back in. Von Hesse's going to go up against Monkhurst. As the umpire throws his ball back into play now. Monkhurst, front position. They look to try and tap this out. Snap towards goal. Is it going to go through? Yes, it is! Just trying to see who kicked that one.
I reckon that might. It's either Von Hess or Lucas Smith. We'll find out in a moment. I reckon it's Lucas Smith.
Yeah, I think it might be Smith.
It is,
It is Smith too. He put through number 2 for the afternoon. He's been lively down there in that forward line and taking some nice marks up on the wing as well with some tackling pressure as well.
That's it. So 2 goals, 2 for him on the afternoon. And again, just the wind just did enough for him. He didn't quite have the leverage on the kick, but the wind just carried it enough. There was only millimetres in it. It was touched probably just behind the line. But crucially, Olinda Ferny Creek do get it back to 11 points the difference. So up it goes again. Riley Munkhorst gets the better of the tap. Can Woori Yallock get the next one? Just get a bit of a steady. Olinda Ferny Creek have suddenly found some momentum. Cuthbert goes out wide with a kick. Good one onto the chest of Clark. Clark back pedals. Goes out wide to Seal. Unattended. Eventually Smith comes across to man the mark. So Frankie Seal loads up on the left boot. Pulls the kick into about half forward. Should be intercepted by Angus Smith, and it is. So Woori Yallock can now find themselves on the counter attack, and Smith just loads up on the left boot, low trajectory ball, and he's turned it over. Mark is paid, yes it is. So Olinda Ferny Creek with another 4-way forward. So Paddy Seymour decides to dish off. Back to Frankie Seal. Goes much wider this time, and the mark is taken by Greer Smith Rowe. Wheels around onto the right boot. He might even set South home. No, pulls the kick. Scharenberg can't take the mark. Can someone get the ball at ground level? Simpson's kick goes out wide. They're not going to pay deliberate, are they? No, boundary throw in. Good decision.
Interesting to see that Scharenberg hasn't come from the field after how much pain he was in before. He's just sticking in that goal square.
Well, you hope that's not going to be too much of a problem for him, because there's almost no point playing him in the forward line if he's not going to be able to kick for goal.
Exactly.
So we'll see how that plays out. I think maybe that was just that particular instance. Anyway, boundary throw in. Monkhorst just gets the better of the tap. Free kick for a hold. I think this is going to go... No, it's going to go Josh Wallace's way now. Let's see if the big fella has a kick for goal, because the breeze is strong enough.
Not happy, Monkhorst, too.
No, he's not. Doesn't look particularly confident with the distance, Josh Wallace. Seymour runs around the side of him. No, I think he is going to line them up. So he played game 200 a couple of weeks ago. Josh Wallace, he's called to go. No Adair nearly gets there. Kick just going to fall short. Will it might be taken, fisted away. Bouncing ball. Frankie Seal tries to tap it back in towards the... Deep inside the forward 50 of Olinda Ferny Creek. Eventually they get there, so Josh Wallace and Riley Monkhorst again to attend the ruck contest. Wallace got the better of the tap, gathered by Toma, off to Peter Lucas, ran into a brick wall, and he's turned over the handball. Wallace with a good strong tackle though, gathered by Rosier. Free kick for holding the ball, going to go into Ferny Creek's way, and it looks like Frankie Seal will be the recipient, and he will be within range.
32 goals for the season.
Yep. The vice-captain of Olinda Ferny Creek can go back and potentially get this back to a 5-point ball game after all of Woori's dominance in that first quarter. But mind you, it looks like this will be the scoring end here to the right-hand side of your screen. To those tuning in the local footy hub, there is definitely a strong breeze blowing to that end of the ground. Frank Seal from just inside the arc, looks pretty good off the boot, and straight over the goal umpire's cap, and Olinda Ferny Creek with all the momentum in the second quarter, back to 5 points the difference, 5-4-34 to 6-3-39, 15 gone into the second quarter.
I'm sensing a bit of a scoring end here, gentlemen.
Oh, definitely, yep.
This wind is going to help everyone significantly playing towards this end of the ground, and Woori Yallock have halted their momentum. They are not going anywhere, barely a forward 50 entering this quarter.
No, exactly right. And this is just a much more straight down the ground sort of breeze. Last week I think it was swirling around a bit more, but today it's just kick the ball up into the breeze and it will take the ball over the goal line.
So the ball will be brought back in the middle here. Zach Monkhorst will go up against Dester in the ruck.
Yep.
The ball's thrown back up into play now. Monkhorst gets that tap down at ground level, but it's Olinda Ferny Creek who can surge their way forward again. Robbie Allen flies from the back, unable to hold the mark. Smith goes down low and gets it nicely. Handball over to Allen. He's stripped of the ball though. Snap over the head. Might go all the way. Bounce in favour. How's Scharenberg going to work this one out? It's going to be rushed over. You could see him thinking as the ball was in the air of how he was going to, what he was going to do here. Was he going to pull it down like Daniel Wells type of style, or? But it's been rushed over anyway.
Been turned
it's
over.
Going to be turned over here. Ethan Greenall will have a shot here from right on the 50-metre arc as what it's marked out as, but I'm sure it's 45, so we'll back the 50 as it said 50 there. We'll back it in.
It's not 50, I don't reckon. It's not 50.
So, and he comes now from 50. Greenall kicks on its way, looks pretty good off the boot, and he puts it straight through. Olinda with all the momentum in the scoring end, and they have now hit the front.
They have, yep. That is the first lead change of the game. Haven't had one as of yet, but there they go. Nathan Greenall did well. He read the kick in beautifully and, more importantly, converted the opportunity. They've been much more accurate this quarter, Adam, after being 2 goals 4 in the first quarter. Now 6 goals 5, 41.
Absolutely they have. It's been certainly a significant improvement in the first quarter. I'm sure that's something that they talked about at quarter time in the change rooms.
Ball back in the middle now. Dester goes early. Then Monkhorst just thumps it forward, but Lucas sharks it. Gets the handball, moving forward, looking for Rosier, but it doesn't get to him. Cuthbert gets it out, gets it back to Dester. He gets the handball moving forward now, looking for Kennedy. Can he take the mark? Not quite. Is he going to stay in play? No, not quite. So the ball goes over the line for a boundary throw in right below us. We're going to have to stand up, boys, because it's right over near the edge of the balcony here. So the ball will be thrown back into play here as we wait for the umpire to throw back in. Here we go. Taylor will go up against Monkhorst. Taylor gets front position, and Monkhorst probably got the better of it from behind, but Taylor follows up his work, gets a little handball moving forward, but Monkhorst goes in and gets it. Now Lucas kicks it, but has his kick smothered. Rosie picks it up. Williams fires the tackle and puts him under pressure. Now Greenall can put it inside forward 50. Scharenberg at the back. Good pickup. Was he pushed in the back? Umpire lets it play on. It finds its way out now. Ground level. Probably going to have to blow the whistle to ball this one up, and that they do. You could hear the shouts are in the back there. It was beautiful pick up by Scharenberg too. So, the umpire to restart play here.
I don't know if anyone else. Joel Smith held himself up.
Now we get the ball moving forward now. It looks to Zach Monkhurst goes in and gets a handball at the top of Gemmell. Now Smith can kick it forward. Great trap there by Ben Monkhurst. He misses the handball over to Dare, but now they can move it forward again. Joel Smith, who's been lively in the second quarter, gets it over to Riley Monkhurst and takes a nice strong mark with some pressure coming from Greedle. So Monkhurst wastes no time moving the ball forward and can get the ball over the top to Arnold. Now he pushes off the mark, has Ryan short and uses him. Yes, Wynn holds it up just nicely for him. So now he's tacked up on the boundary, looking to try and move this ball forward towards the forward 50 arc. Can Amar be taken? No, it's going to have a bit too much onto it and he'll turn it over. Taking the intercepting mark from Olinda Ferny Creek, Kelsey Curry.
So Curry goes down the line to Rozier and Olinda Ferny Creek are on the counter-attack again. The handball comes to Greenall. Back into the corridor. That's a turnover though. Do Woori want to pull the trigger? No, they don't. Thompson happy to slow things up. Good kick to half forward, and the mark will be taken here by Gemmell. Probably too far out to score with the wind blowing against him. Gemmell, low trajectory ball. Has he turned it over? The mark not taken. Matthews has already got one. He doesn't have two just yet. He's missed it. So 1 point separates the side. 6-4-40 to 6-5-41. 20 minutes gone into the second quarter. Jake Matthews just couldn't quite get that one to hook around.
Time check. How long did the first quarter go for?
25 minutes and 25 seconds. So maybe 5 or 6 minutes to go. Probably similar scoring shots, I'd say, in this quarter. So Paddy Seymour, he's got Von Hess long. Lucas Smith's just come back onto the ground as well. I think he's gone in that Smith direction. It's going to fall short of him though. Angus Smith can't take the intercepting mark. Umpire calls him to go. Gathered by Peter Lucas. He'll get it back. He'll send the Bloods inside forward 50. I'll tell you what, it might have gone all the way from Peter Lucas. It has, but he's missed.
It would have been fantastic if he had kicked it.
The reason I chuckle is I heard Steph giggle straight away. It's good to see. It's good to see she's supporting you.
Yeah.
As soon as it went through, I wasn't going to giggle, but then we heard the laugh in the background.
All right, so we're like under siege in this second quarter, but I mean with this breeze, it's hard not to expect that. Hunter Ryan, long kick out of the defensive 50. Noah Desta cuts across to cut it off. Can't take the mark, and a free kick going to go Woori Yallock's way. So can the Tigers get one before half time and get the lead back? So Gemmell with ball in hand goes for a bit of a run, short kick, and he's turned it over. Seymour though couldn't take the intercepting mark. Basoli does get the ground level ball. Here go the Tigers, high up and under ball to half forward. No mark can be taken, spills down to ground level. Long kick. Oh, I tell you what, Zach Monkhurst all on his own will take the mark on the chest, and I think he will go back and line them up, but he's going to have to kick into the teeth of this breeze, which won't be easy. But potentially to get his side back in front deep into the second quarter. Well, the second quarter, as he once called it here at Gembrook Trent. Anyway, Zach Monkhurst yet to trouble the scorers today. Been sharing the ruck duties with his brother Riley. In he comes from about 45. It's not going to make the distance. Can a mark be taken in the pocket? No, it won't. Goes out on the full. So, in fact, it did make the distance, but just didn't register a score.
So, the ball to be brought back into play from the out and the full kick. Now they bring it back into play. Doing well to get it to Curry. He's been lively down in the defence. And they can move it forward. Von Hesse handballs over the top. Now they can go for that short option and take a nice mark there. Jessup thought about trying to move the ball quickly, but then opts out of it. Now he looks through that down the line kick, but is the wing going to have too much on it? And you bet it is. It's going to go out of bounds on the full. The wind just playing a bit too much there, so Angus Smith will gather this free kick to bring the ball back into play for Woori Yallock. He has a look around. Nothing really presenting for him, so he'll just go down to the Gibson direction, and why not? Almost has it, but he's going to get a free kick anyway. Up at half forward here. Looks like he wants to go straight away, and go he does. He goes long. Can Amar be taken deep? Not quite. And Olinda with all the numbers back here, if they can get out here with Gemmell with the tackling pressure. Handballs it over the line, and it's going to be a stoppage deep in the forward pocket here for Woori Yallock.
Another appeal for insufficient intent too, Trent, but none forthcoming.
They're going to keep trying until it happens, and we might see one, we might not, but I think they're just going to keep trying.
Yep.
So, ball will be thrown back into play here. Gibson to do the ruck duties for Woori Yallock. Tap down there, handball out of the pack. Can Olinda get this out of trouble? They do for the meantime, but Angus Smith goes in and gets it at ground level, but then he's met with a couple of tackles and he's stopped in his tracks, so it'll be a ball up right at centre half forward here for Woori Yallock. They look to ball this one up here now. Tap down from Wallace, but it's not looking like it's moving anywhere, so it's probably going to be another ball up, and that it is, right pretty much at the same spot at centre half forward. This ball's thrown back up into play here now. Monkhurst wins that tap down. Williams chases after, tracks it down, swipes off the tackle, but then misses his handball. But Harvey Smith does all right to go in and get it at ground level, but then he's tackled, so the ball is spilled out into a bit of open space. Now it's going to be another tackle and another ball up at half forward here for Woori Yallock. So a couple of tackles, couple of stoppages. We get into deep into the second quarter. There's going to be a free kick being paid. It's going to go the way of Woori Yallock in the ruckman and Riley Monkhurst. Or is it Zach? No, sorry, it's Zach Monkhurst. This time doing the ruck duties. He'll go over at half forward, and I imagine he'll just go long because that's what they've been doing all day. And that he does. Goes long in the Gibson direction, flying high from the back. Unable to hold the mark though. Can they get it out here? Gemel chasing in pursuit. Can they get a handle at top? Again, they appeal for delivery. What's the umpire saying this time? This time he's going to give it. I told you that they're going to keep trying until they get one, and they finally got one. Seeing who's kicking it. There goes my paper.
Kane Thompson.
Kane Thompson's going to be the person of the kick. So tucked up on the boundary, kick is on the way. He's just going to do a set-up kick. Gibson flies on the side, unable to hold the bar. Ben Monkhurst grabs it, but he's stripped of the ball. Still in Woori Yallock's hands. Arnold goes in, but he's met with a big tackle, and the umpire pins him for holding the ball.
So they get out of danger for the moment. Olinda Ferny Creek. Can't be too long left to go in the first half. And they want to take on the corridor, do that? No, they go out wide. That's going to work out, though. Straight onto the chest of Frankie Seals. A bit of a wobbly ball. And they might still have time for one more goal. Not a lot at home. So Frankie Seal, he pulls the trigger anyway. Scharenberg, the target. Can he take the mark? He can.
Distance.
I think distance might be a problem. He got the wind behind him. So he dished off last time. I think he's going to go back and have the set shot of goal this time around. And this could potentially extend the margin for Olinda Ferny Creek after trailing by 16 points at quarter time. That could be 8 points up, and we might have a blood rule here, do we? Or no, we don't. So umpire calls time on. So in comes Matt Scharenberg. This to extend the margin to 8 points the difference right before half time for Scharenberg's first goal. Looks pretty good off the boot. Won't come back enough though. Just through for a behind. 6-7-43 Olinda Ferny Creek to Woori Yallock. 6-4-40 Scharenberg with his first score for the day, but it's only a minor. Allen, long kick out of the defensive 50. Zach Monkhurst, well done. In fact, it's Taylor Gibson.
Oh, it's a free kick.
And it's going to go back the other way, so maybe a chance for another goal for Olinda Ferny Creek. So Tonkin, the recipient. Maybe for a chop of the arms. Loads up, long kick to the top of the square. Scharenberg knocked over for rush behind. So 6-8-44 now Olinda Ferny Creek. 4 points separates the side. So Robbie Allen take two from the kick in. So Woori will just probably want to lock things up. They've got they're trailing at the moment, but don't want to concede another goal. Allen goes short, or Simpson I don't think was the intended target, but he did well to cut across, and that will do us for half-time here at Gembrook Recreation Reserve. And what a gripping first half of football. Only 4 points separating the sides. It was Woori leading by 16 points at quarter time, but Olinda Ferny Creek have fought back, and they changed 6-4 to 6-4-40. And Adam, very tight contest once again between these two sides.
Of course, and it was always going to be a tight contest today. We've seen the games for the rest of the year, a combined total margin of 6 points between the three games, which is incredible. So we've got another cracker on our hands at the moment. I've been quite impressed by a few of the players on the field today. So Gibson didn't kick the 4 goals in the first quarter, didn't kick any in that second quarter. He played more like a quarterback role, coming off maybe half back or deep back mid, and he was doing a lot of, just passing. And with a long kick like Taylor Gibson, you can absolutely do that, especially against the wind that they were playing against in that second quarter. So I thought he did pretty well. Von Hess has been absolutely everywhere in this first half. I'm quite impressed with how he's been playing. And
Monkhurst won the tap, sharked by Rosier. So Woori Yallock with the first takeaway, but he's turned it over. And Angus Smith having a great final series. Gets his hands on the footy early days in the second half, and he loads up on the right boot. So Woori Yallock have got the breeze this quarter. Thompson will be on the end of it. Now, where does he go? Riley Monkhurst is the deepest forward. Puts it up for Gibson, although Ben Monkhurst might fly to the advantage of Olinda Ferny Creek, though. Cody Basoli gets his hands on the footy, and the ball going nowhere, and it will be a stoppage inside the forward 50 of Woori Yallock. So the Tigers really need to kick away this quarter because they're not going to have the breeze with them in the last quarter, which will allow Olinda Ferny Creek to get the momentum. Gibson knocks it on. Can Basoli run onto it? Yes, he can. No, he can't. And Lockie Taylor, interestingly, playing in defence to start things off in this quarter. So that's something we'll keep an eye on as well. So Scharenberg still playing forward. In fact, he's the only player, him and alongside Joel Adams, the only two players of Olinda Ferny Creek forward to centre. So boundary throw in the forward pocket for Woori Yallock. So Taylor Gibson in the ruck. Wallace probably got the better of the tap. Jessup eventually gets it under his control, straight towards the boundary line. Greenall gets there, can't keep it in play. So another boundary thrown inside the forward 50 of Woori Yallock. So the Tigers with the early territory. Currently 4 points in arrears, looking to try and steal the lead back. Just the one lead change in the game so far. So up it goes. Gibson attending the ruck contest again. It flies over both rucks' heads. Eventually the bouncing ball goes for Seymour. Gibson though, can he step around one? No, he decides to dish off, but he's turned over. Jessup gets the kick away. Up and under ball. No mark can be taken. Eventually falls into the hands of Ethan Greenall, but he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. And Woori Yallock again can reload. So the recipient will be Simpson. Simpson to centre half forward. No mark can be taken. Maybe a chance for Arnold. Eventually gathered though by Curry. Peter Lucas can get the Jets on. Dishes off to Von Hess. Von Hess will go over the top. Can Frankie Steele run onto it? He's in a one-on-one here with Angus Smith. Smith can't get the ball under his control. And Paddy Rozier's away. Being corralled by Dare. But he steps around him. Sends the Bloods inside forward 50. Flies over the head of Noah Desta. Smith gets back to provide a hand. Dare dishes back off to Angus Smith. Long kick down the corridor. Josh Wallace can't take the intercepting mark. Can Smith get the ball onto his boot? Couldn't gather it. Ball at ground level, picked up by Cuthbert, dishes off to Rozier, dumped in the tackle. Taylor can't get the ball under his control, Basoli dishes off. Woori Yallock just surging the ball forward, high up and under ball. Is that going to go for a goal? It is! What a goal that was there from Hunter Ryan from long range. He's just used the breeze to his advantage, and Woori Yallock are back in front.
Yeah, obviously we said this was the goal kicking in, and the win has picked up even more.
It is most certainly making it feel colder, but Hunter Ryan knew what to do there. Just sent it long in the breeze, did the rest. Second lead change for the game as we wait for the ball to come back into the middle.
So the umpires run the balls back up now. Wait for the umpires now. They've gathered the ball here, and they'll look to ball this one back up to start play. It'll be Wallace and Zach Monkhurst.
Well done to Hunter Ryan, the best 33 at Woori.
Tap down now, looking for Angus Smith. He possibly held on to about it. The umpire lets it play on, and he'll ball this one up in the middle here now. The restart plays. So the umpire throws this one up. Zach Monkhurst gets the front position, but then Wallace manoeuvres him out of the way, grabs the ball out of the ruck, and then just gets the clearance moving forward. Bounces over the top. Can they get the ball moving forward here? Yes, they can. Van Hesse gets a kick wide. How's it going to sit? Seals chasing after it. Can he gather it in his control? Gets it over to Cuthbert. Can he get the handball away? Yes, he can, but he's met with a tackle, and Woori Yallock can try and get out of here, but another strong tackle laid there. It's going to be pinned for holding the ball, so here go Olinda. Have a chance to score here. If they move off the ball here, Seal, it looks like will be the recipient of this free kick and look to move the ball straight back in, or is he going to back himself in for a shot? I don't think so with this win, so he'll just put a low darting ball into the square. It gets out the back. Can Woori Yallock get out of this one? Tackler's lay. Umpire waits a while and a while. Is he going to pin him? I think he is in the goal square. So is it? Yeah, so Olinda Ferny Creek, so Noah Desta will get it. Good reflexes there. Adam can't say the same thing about Aiden. Thank you though. But so Desta will have a shot at goal here right now.
Trent is not prepared for this win today at all.
No, I can't help the paper flying everywhere.
Well,
where's your original tape?
Yeah, exactly right.
Where's yours?
Well, I'm putting my arm over the top of my sheets.
So Desta comes in now. Should be able to have no trouble here. He's been told to play on, so he runs around for the snap and misses.
Gee.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
He's in more shambles than I am.
Pretty much.
But no, I don't know. Understand. He must have been told to play on it. Obviously, taking maybe a bit too long to have the shot, and then just went for the snap. So a long kick out of the defensive 50 goes past the centre circle too. But Olinda get this and then go back through Hyatt. Hyatt comes wide. Can a mark be taken? Not quite. Falls to the front of the pack. Can they go with this in their control? Yes, they can. Olinda snap over their head. It's going to come in between two players. Almost a nice mark taken. It's going to be a free kick given. So they'll have another shot at goal here. And we'll just see Scharenberg.
Very proppy.
Imagine this distance, which normally would be all right, but maybe on his injured leg, someone's going to come through for the handball, and he's going to give it off to Cuthbert. Cuthbert will put a low darting kick into no one in particular, just to the hot spot. Campbell over to Hyatt. Hyatt snap around his body. Kick looks pretty good, and he puts it through.
There we go. Olinda Ferny Creek back in front. Third low change for the game.
This is the story of every time these two teams have come up against each other this season. 1 point to Woori Yallock win. Second game was 1 point to Woori Yallock win again. Then 4 points in the qualifying final.
Total aggregate,
to
6
Olinda.
points.
So it's an amazing rivalry these two sides have built up this season, particularly.
Definitely.
And we're having another witness of another great game here.
We are. So well done there to the Bloods. They get the response against the Breeze. So the ball's back into the middle. Zach Munkhorst to attend the centre bounce up against Josh Wallace. Up it goes. Both rucks stay down to ground level. Wallace got the better of the tap, and he in fact roves his own tap. He sends the Bloods inside forward 50. No mark can be taken. Von Hess will chase after it. Can't get the ball under his control. They go inside forward 50 again. They will into Ferny Creek. Should be cut up by Robbie Allen. Dumps the ball onto the right boot to a 2-on-1, and the intercepting mark here is taken by Giaco. Was it touched off the boot? Must have been. So Woori Yallock do ultimately gain some territory. Up it goes. Munkhorst, no, in fact it was Wallace who got the better of the tap, sharked by Noah Dare, goes out wide with a kick, and Geordie Williams run onto this. He can't take the mark, but he eventually gets the bouncing ball under his control, being corralled by Rosier, comes back into the corridor, and it's been turned over, and Zach Seal can't take the intercepting mark, but he will get a free kick, the umpire pointing the wrong way. But it will go to Olinda Ferny Creek and Zach Seal, and Angus Smith got to be careful there, don't want to give away the 25. So Zach Seal, Seymour runs around the back of him. He might pull the switcher, and he does to Lockie Taylor, who's playing behind the footy. Interesting to see him down on the back line. Taylor, a bit unsure where to go. Not a whole lot leading to him. He's got Jericho about wide if he wants him. He's got a longer option, and that's where he goes. Oh, Jessup under pressure, and the kick fell short. And on to Riley Munkhorst, I think, is going to back himself in. He'll have to kick this all of probably about 50 metres. He's got Hunter Ryan a little bit shorter there on the no, he's going to back himself in for the set shot, Riley Munkhorst. So he loads up. Distance won't be a problem. Just offline. There we go. So 7-5-47 now. Woori Yallock to Olinda Ferny Creek 7-9-51. Riley Munkhorst. 1 goal, 1 for the afternoon. So Seymour short. Oh, Kelsey Curry did well. That ball nearly through his fingertips, but he just managed to stick it. Does he go back to Seymour? Does he go up the line? He sends it long down the line. Pretty good kick up against the breeze. Munkhorst flies, but he won't be able to take the mark. Lucas gets the ball at ground level. Rosier eventually runs onto it, runs into trouble, gets the kick away just in time. The relieving mark taken by Von Hess, but he's called to go across to Percy Hyatt. Dishes it off out wide. Here is Clark. Hyatt's pretty sore from that contest. Comes across to Cuthbert, kick smothered, and it will be thrown back into play on the broadcast wing. Percy Hyatt still yet to get up.
That is great stuff, because it was Geordie Williams who originally laid that big hip and shoulder on Percy Hyatt, and then it was Geordie Williams who ran over and impacted with that smother to allow this stoppage in play. But Hyatt looks in a lot of pain. That was a huge hit.
So we're going to have a momentary lapse in play. Percy Hyatt is back up, and he's going to continue. Good on him.
So look to throw this ball back into play now. And the ball's back in. Wallace gets probably from position, probably gets the tap, and here is Hyatt trying to burst his way through after that contest. Handball into open space, and a big tackle laid there. So this might just fire him up. Sometimes that's what all it needs. To fight a one hit that the player can get, and now they're like, all right, who wants it? Pretty much. Like,
crowd's getting pretty vocal too, Trent.
So the ball's thrown back up now. Both rucks getting a hand on it. Lucas tries to get a handball out, couldn't quite gather it. Now Lucas is going to shark it on the interception. It's going to be pinned for a throw, and the advantage is not going to be paid. And a couple of players going at it at ground level as well. Harvey Smith going at it with Peter Lucas. It's going to come back here to Wallace.
It's pretty good here from Olinda Ferny Creek against the Breeze, Adam. They're winning a lot of the territory in this third quarter.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that their kicking's been a lot more accurate. Maybe not so much coming out of the back line, but their midfield ball movement has been fantastic, whether that's handball or kick.
So Wallace will probably look to pass it off, and he goes into the pocket. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can, but it's intercepted by Robbie Allen. Pushing the back free kick. It's going to go the way of Olinda.
And Scharenberg.
So Scharenberg will have a chance to line up for goal here. He's kicked just the one behind so far.
Yep.
So we'll have a look to kick his first. Tough angle, and has all the wind to deal with as well. Looks like he might be going the snap, and that he is. He's lining up for the snap kick. Wheels around, stats across his body, looks pretty good, and he puts it straight through. Scharenberg's got his first, and Olinda Ferny Creek extend the margin out to 10 points.
They do, 8-9-57 to 7-5-47. 11 gone into the third quarter.
Like I said, their ball movement through the middle and Olinda Ferny Creek has been fantastic, and to get Scharenberg on the end of so many of these kicks, as much as sometimes he's passing them off, he's been absolutely electric in the forward line. Even though usually we see him behind the ball, he's absolutely gotten his paws out and started kicking goals. So certainly an impact maker for Olinda Ferny Creek.
So ball back in the middle, thrown up now. Looks like Olinda can go forward here again, but it's going to be turned over here at the right on centre half forward. Whistle's been blown for a high contact free kick. It's going to go the way of Woori Yallock. So Woori Yallock looks like Robbie Allen will be the recipient of this free kick, and he goes long up the middle, goes over the head of Geordie Williams. Taylor Gibson in a 3-on-1 situation, comes up to meet it, takes the player out with him. Then a nice tackle. Geordie Williams strips Lucas off the ball, but now Cuthbert gathers a handball out to Lucas. Did Lucas dispose that correctly? Umpire lets it play on. Woori Yallock have it in their hands for Basoli. Handball over top to Zach Monkhurst. He tries to go back over to Basoli. Doesn't quite make it to him though. Ball at ground level. Scrappy ball. Kick out, but Williams is going to be recipient. He's going to put it up to the square. Gibson is there. So Ben Monkhurst was there, but just over his head, and it's going to be sharked over the top. And are they out of trouble? No, Ben Monkhurst doing well to get back and apply the ball. Here's Riley Monkhurst over to Ben Monkhurst, but he's tackled just in the right time. Cuthbert gets a clearing kick out of the way. Simpson tries to dive forward, take intercepting mark for Woori, but just falls short of him. Rosier goes over the top, but it's going to be intercepted here by Harvey Smith. So he's Harvey Smith at half forward. We'll put the ball back inside the forward 50, and that he does. Goes in the Gibson direction. Just gets a punch away. Could be well-earned punch too. Can they get a kick off the ground here? Not quite. So it's going to be rushed over the line for a minor score for Woori Yallock. And they'll look to bring the ball back into play, Olinda.
They will. So Seymour again with the kick in duties. 9 points separates the sides. So Woori need to get motoring because Olinda Ferny Creek will have the breeze in the last quarter. They need to get a decent lead on them because it's not going to be easy kicking against the breeze. Olinda Ferny Creek have done really well considering. So Seymour, long kick out of the defensive 50, high up and under ball. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can. Beautifully done by Lucas Smith, getting up the ground and taking it overhead. Seal around the back of him, but he's being manned by Cody Basoli. So he loads up, sends the ball long down the line. Robbie Allen will park himself underneath it. Desta gets the fist in, gathered by Chris Smith Rowe. Can he get a handball away? No, he can't. And he's been penalised for holding the ball. Gee, red hot call. So Geordie Williams has done well. Wins the footy back for his side. Williams backwards to go forwards into the hands of Hunter Ryan. He goes out wide to Simpson. Simpson, Hyatt will cut across. He can't take the mark. He gets the ball down to ground level. Goes in for seconds. Can he get the handball away? No, he can't. Anyone's ball to be won, and it will be a stoppage on the outer side wing. So 9 points the difference. 8-9-57 to 7-6-48. And
free kick.
No, it's just going to be a ball up it goes again. So Desta probably got the better of that tap. Peter Lucas chases after it, so too does Cody Basoli. Ball heads towards the boundary line. Basoli won the foot race, but he can't keep the ball in play. And holding the ball's been paid. There we go. So a free kick going to go the way of Olinda Ferny Creek.
No.
Or
boundary throw-in.
No, it is a boundary throw-in. I thought the umpire pointed. There we go. Up it goes. Monkhorst to the front, gets the better of the tap. Ball heads towards the boundary line. Olinda Ferny Creek get the ball under their control. Peter Lucas gets the jets on, gets the kick away. Not his best, but it might still work out for the Bloods if someone can gather it cleanly. Huge numbers around the contest. Seal tries to dance step around one, ran into trouble, got the handball away. Now they can go inside forward 50 Olinda Ferny Creek, but they've turned it over. Woori Yallock trying to go back the other way. And this might be the passage of play that gets him the next goal. Munkhorst gets around one. Handballs. It's a foot race to the ball. Who can get there first? Handball over the top. Maybe a chance for Cody Basoli. Eventually got an accommodating bounce. He's got Ben Munkhorst at the deepest forward. All on his own, Ben Munkhorst. And he takes the mark, does he? Was there front of contact? Had to be. Had to be. And Ben Munkhorst will line them up from directly in front, only about 25 out. And this crucially to get the margin back down to 3 points the difference. So big kick in the context of this game. And Olinda Ferny Creek just caught napping slightly there. They got back to him, but not without giving away the free kick. So Ben Munkhorst from directly in front for his first goal for the afternoon. In he comes. And, he's missed to the left. Not a great kick off the boot. And the margin only back down to 8 points now. 7-7-49 to 8-9-57. 16 gone into the third.
Just Seymour to bring the ball back in once the ball is gathered from over the fence. So we're still waiting for the ball to come back. I think it's gone right over because he didn't kick it softly, did Ben Munkhorst. So still waiting, and we might have even lost it. No, we've got it now. Okay. So kick over the top. Now Seymour has to go gather it. We'll just wait for Seymour to go with the ball, and he's making his way back to the square now. And now we can start play now. So Seymour's to look around, immediately plays on. He'll probably go long, almost smothered off the boot, but goes long and wide. Dester's there. Can he get it spoil in? Not quite. Atchison gets a handball away, but here go Olinda Ferny Creek. They can try and move the ball forward here. Doing that is Jessup. He does really well, does Jessup. Then goes long, has a player at the back, and Sharonberg, he's got it! Is someone going to run past the handball? Woori got to be noted of this. He's pointing to the goals. Against the wind. On one leg.
It's a big ask against the breeze.
Sharonberg. In he comes. We'll have a kick of about 45. Sharonberg to push this margin back out to 14 points. Sharonberg, kick is on its way. Look at the wind do its work there, guys. And it's pushed it all the way back out. It's going to be out of bounds or a boundary throw in. Jeez, the wind did its work there.
It did. It was always a big ask.
I was going to say, clearly we can't feel majority of the wind because it seems to be blowing that way, which is we're sitting with our backs to a building, so we can't feel the full effects.
So the ball will be thrown back into play now. We'll see if it has any attempt. No, boundary throw-in's perfect. So now we look to try and get the ball moving forward here. It's going to go back to where it was originally at for another boundary throw-in. So we've been going 18 minutes. So just ticked in the red time now for the third term, the premiership quarter.
Yep.
This ball's going to be thrown back into play, and it is Olinda Ferny Creek who lead this by 8 points. So now kick out of the pack there by Woori, but Olinda look to burst their way through it. It's stoppage at half forward. Can they get it through? Lucas puts the boot into the ball. Sharonberg's coming again. Can he hold this one? Second grab, not quite. Joel Smith gets a handball out.
No.
And is it going to go out of bounds? No, it stays in play. Woori doing all right to get out of trouble here. Good handball. They can look to run. Punch was moved forward, but it's all in Olinda's favour. Lucas does a little tap forward, and he gets it back through the handball through the back door. But a tackle is laid. Doesn't look like it's moving now. It is. Arnold, handball out the back to Williams. Williams dances around a few, but it's gone out of bounds now for a boundary throw-in. So, boundary umpires putting in some work in the last few minutes. So they look to throw the ball back into play here. And the ball back into play. Dester, Monkhorst front position and wins the tap down. Can Woori get moving here through the tap off Monkhorst? Not quite. Handball out for Olinda. Can they get the ball out of this congestion? Not quite. So another ball up here at half forward here for Woori Yallock. So deepest forward for them is Riley Monkhorst, and he's in a 2-on-1. As we see, the skipper Taylor just stays back as the loose man, standing in the way of Monkhorst. They bring it back in, high, intercepted, goes forward now, has a man there forward taking a mark. Just try and see who that is. Just telling them to calm down.
Tomer, I think.
Tomer's going to have a shot at goal, or not. He's going to pass it short, and does that well. Chuck the ball in, and goes short to Seal. Tucked up on the boundary, though, of a kick of about 35.
Yeah, the shot at goal was always going to be ambitious.
And he's going to pass it off again to Von Hess. Looks like.
I think it's Hyatt.
I think you might be right. Percy Hyatt. will line up. As we've said before, they were using the end closest to us all the time, but it looks like it's been dominant the other end this quarter.
Yeah, Olinda have done I think it's still blown to that end. I think Olinda Ferny Creek have just done really well this quarter, Trent.
But in he comes now, high end, but he just manages to hit the post. So through for a minor score. Margin out now to 9 points.
There we go. So Percy Hyatt couldn't quite get it through on that occasion. 1 goal, 1 ears for the afternoon. Woori Yallock do need to get motoring. Obviously not behind, but the most important thing for them is they've got the breeze in this quarter, but there's not too much left to go in this quarter. Olinda Ferny Creek are going to have it in the last. Long kick through the corridor. Can the mark be taken? Yes, it can by Matthews, who needs to get motoring. He's got Gibson at half forward. He's got Riley Moncourse as the deepest forward. Long kick. Moncourse the target. He's in a 2-on-1 over the head of Taylor. Jessup will win the foot race of the ball, or will he? Gemmell got there as well, but the ball beats everyone to the boundary line. It will be thrown back into play. So Woori go end to end. They get the ball down there. Can they manufacture something from the stoppage? Still 9 points adrift. And up against the breeze in the last quarter. You'd definitely be favouring Olinda Ferny Creek at this point of the game. Up it goes. Gibson sharked by Hyatt. Ball down at ground level. Good strong tackle laid, and that ball going nowhere. And it will be another stoppage inside the forward 50 of Woori Yallock. So Josh Wallace will attend the ruck contest up against Zach Monkhorst, or no, Taylor Gibson in fact. Wallace got the better of it. Williams kick out of the pack. Is well and truly offline and goes out of bounds on the full. So Olinda Ferny Creek again can get out of danger. Kelsey Curry will be the recipient of this free kick. He's got Taylor as a short option, but Taylor directing him longer. So he'll load up on the right boot. Up against the breeze, the wind just pulling it short a little bit. Is a mark taken? No, nearly. But not quite to be for Olinda Ferny Creek. And Woori Yallock get the ball back through the corridor. Desta gets the handle away. Thumped for by Moncourse. And a free kick going to go the way of Woori Yallock. I think Geordie Williams will be the recipient. So the Tigers now with a chance for a 4-way forward. And in fact, Taylor Gibson the recipient. So unfortunately for the Tigers, he's probably the man who they want on the end of this kick. But anyway, Gibson, low trajectory ball. Greer Smith Rowe can't take the mark. Gemmell hands off to Thompson. Thompson ducked into the tackle. And the umpire calls him to go, rightly so too. In goes Noah Desta. Thompson goes for seconds. Umpire circling, and he's paid holding the ball. And it's going to go Woori Yallock's way. And Geordie Williams will line them up, and he should be within range. He's got the wind behind him. And the Tigers need him to step up to the plate here. Hands off to Taylor Gibson. He's already got 4 in the afternoon. Gibson, distance not a problem. But again, accuracy.
Let's put that in the next suburb.
He has. He was always going to make the trip. It was just about the accuracy. So Taylor Gibson, 4 goals, 2 now in the afternoon. Still on 97 goals. Paddy Seymour with the kicking duties.
Well, that was interesting. They brought the ball back in, and the Woori Yallock players just kicked it as far away from Seymour as they can, and Seymour's turned around and said, come on, guys. So now Seymour now has ball in hand, has a look around, and just plays on. He'll probably go long down the line, and that he does. The wind pulls it back a little bit, but doing well on Hess to come up and beat it and take that mark out in front. Has a look at half-back now, and goes short. Does that well. Moves it on board there to Curry. Curry not really liking what's presenting, so he's just going to go long down the line to the pack 2. Scharenberg's there, Desta's there, but Desta ended up getting. I thought an intercept mark was taken, but Desta sharks it. Then has his kick smothered. Woori Yallock go forward again. Riley Moncourse from the behind creates the contest. He's going to give away a free kick, and they're off here. Seal waste no time going forward. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can. It's on the Scharenberg. Yes, it is. So Scharenberg with a chance to line up here. Already has the 1 this quarter. Chance for number 2.
And to make it 14 points of difference, Trent.
Such a good quarter here for Olinda Ferny Creek against the wind. Have a look at the tape on 29 coming on here, boys. Wow. As it comes on, Scharenberg comes in. Wows the wind to do its work, and that is a masterclass by Scharenberg. He knew exactly where he needed to put it, almost put it out on the full, and let the wind bring it back through in the middle of the goals.
There we go. 9-10-64 to to 7,850, and Olinda Ferny Creek have got the breeze to kick within the last quarter too. But that was beautifully done by Scharenberg. You're right, Trent. He started out so wide, but the wind drew it back beautifully, and Woori are in a bit of trouble here. They haven't kicked a goal. Oh no, only the one goal, sorry, in this quarter with that strong breeze. Olinda Ferny Creek definitely with the advantage now.
Ball back in the middle, 25 minutes, so not long to go, going by the quarters that have been happening today. 27 and 26, I think they were.
27-25, yep.
So now back in the middle. It's going to be a chip and free kick, and it's going to go the way. Umpire pointed the wrong way, I think. Yeah, it's going to go the way of Olinda. So Woori did originally think it was theirs, but it was going to come back to Von Hess. He brings it in the middle of Cuthbert. Just hangs on to it before trouble came his way. Cuthbert's going to go backwards now. So taking no risk deep into this third term are Olinda Ferny Creek. They go wide. Seal goes over to Rosier, who holds on the mark. Keeps it in play just. And he's taking his time. He'll probably be told to move it on soon, as the umpire just does that now. Kick along inside the forward line. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can, but it's intercepted. So Woori Yallock can look to move the ball forward. They waste no time trying to bite off the corridor, and this is going to be intercepted as well. So now Olinda Ferny Creek with a chance. Greenall has it now in the middle of the ground. Just puts his boot into the ball. Can a mark be taken deep? Well, they've got it out the back, but a great defensive tackle. Handball back to Scharenberg. Can he put the boot to ball? Yes, he can. Start towards goal, and he's got three. He's doing this on one leg.
Wait, hang on. There's a conference on the goal line. Was it touched off the boot? No, it's a goal.
He's given it. 3 goals in the quarter for Scharenberg, and he's doing it on one leg.
Well, that's the thing, Trent. How impressive is that? The sidestep, given he's got that knee injury, that is incredible.
That was fantastic. That's fantastic by any player, but especially Matt Scharenberg as well, like we just said, maybe with that concern about his knee, but just dodging around players, snap it through the middle, and my word is he had an impact this quarter.
So he's gone forward and kicked 3 goals. The ball's back in the middle. Woori Yallock in all sorts of trouble now, 20 points behind and kicking against the breeze in the last quarter. Wallace just grabs it out of the ruck. Oh, he's probably going to be... No, umpire lets him off. I thought he might have tried to step around a player, which might have been his prior opportunity, but the umpire had other ideas, so up it goes. Wallace gets the better of the tap. Oh, Smith taking in a dumping tackle where he can't get the ball under their control. Thompson eventually does, but he's taken in the tackle straight away, and another stoppage, this time on the broadcast wing. Can't be long left to go in the third quarter. Up it goes again. Munkhorst gets a better of the tap, sharked by Lucas, dishes off to Percy Hyatt, sends the ball to half forward. Scharenberg's the target, tracking back, and there's a free kick. It's going to go Scharenberg's way.
Oh my word.
And Matt Scharenberg, up he gets. 3 goals, all in this quarter, I believe, as well.
Chance number 4.
He's going for goal number 4 to potentially make it a 26-point difference. What a moment here. And they've got the breeze in the last quarter. There's the siren. So 3-quarter time has arrived here at Gembrook Recreation Reserve. Matt Scharenberg can potentially push this out to a 26-point break at the final change. In he comes from 45 metres. Distance doesn't look to be a problem. It's coming back, and he's nailed it! Matt Scharenberg with goal number 4 pushes it out to a 26-point difference at 3-quarter time. 11-10-76 to 7-8-50. What a quarter for the Bloods, Adam.
My goodness me, and I tell you what, if there's someone out there who's been reading the wind correctly, it's Matt Scharenberg, kicking it all the way left. You reckon it's going out of bounds on the full the way he's kicking it, and then he just...
So the umpire holds the ball aloft. Final quarter action underway here in the Premier Division preliminary final. Wallace and Riley Munkhorst to do battle in the ruck. Wallace gets the better of the tap. Ball gathered by Percy Hyatt. He's taken in the tackle straight away, and it will be take 2 in the centre. So Olinda Ferny Creek with the early advantage with a 26-point margin at the start of the final quarter. And there's... Anyway, up it goes. Wallace gets the better of that tap. Thompson unable to shark it. Peter Lucas doesn't get an accommodating bounce. Gathered eventually by Williams. Frankie Seal gets the ball under his control, kicks into the pocket, and Lucas Smith gets the mark. Just keeps it inside the field of play, and Olinda Ferny Creek will get the first look at goal in the final quarter. So Lucas Smith, 2 goals on the afternoon so far, to potentially push this out to a 32-point margin, looking for his 3rd. What a start this will be for Olinda Ferny Creek. with the drop punt. Puts it up. Does the wind draw it back? Not quite. It's through for a behind. So first score of the last quarter going the way of the Bloods, but just a minor score. 11-11, 77 to 7-8, 50. 2 goals, 3 now in the afternoon for Lucas Smith. Robbie Allen with the kicking duties from full back. He's got Hunter Ryan short, but he'll go beyond him. He's going to take on the corridor, and that's probably what the Tigers need to do here. Atchison takes the mark strong overhead. He's got Joel Adams running past him, so too Hunter Ryan, but he'll continue to take it on. Goes out wide to the broadcast wing. Can a mark be taken here? No. Comes down to ground level, eventually gathered under the control of Kelsey Curry. Did he go out of play? Boundary umpire says no. Into the hands of Von Hess. Sends the Bloods inside forward 50. Scharenberg the target, but it's out of bounds on the full. So a free kick going to go the way of the Tigers. Into the hands of Joel Adams. He'll pull the switch, so it goes out to Robbie Allen, who had a bit of work to do, but he gets there eventually. He's got Polton as a short option, but he'll go beyond him. Goes for a bit of a run too, does Robbie Allen. Long kick, Harvey Smith the target. Has that gone out of bounds on the full? It has. And Olinda Ferny Creek can rebound.
So Olinda Ferny Creek, again with the early dominance this term. 27 points is the margin here. In the final term of this Premier Division preliminary final. Remember, the winner next week will go up against top of the table Wandon. So here they go now. Kick inside the forward 50. Dester's there. So is Scharenberg. No mark can be taken. No snap towards goal. This might come back. Not quite. It's going to go through for a minor score. Did anyone gather who the
Seal?
It was Seal, was it? Yep. So Seal with his first behind of the afternoon. And it'll be Joel Smith to bring the ball back into play, and he'll immediately plays on, tucked on his arm, had the bounce, goes a handball to the top to Ryan. He'll go over the top to Williams. Williams in a bit of trouble, but makes his way out of that one now. So now kick down the line. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can. By Ben Monkers. Ben Monkers has Gibson all on his own out the back. Can he hold the mark? Yes, he can. He's trying to shut the 25 metre. Won't call it. Matter of fact, it's Zach Monkers who brings it back in the middle of the ground, but this is probably going to be turned over. Good pick up on the run there by Chris Smith Rowe. Now they've got a handball at the back, trying to run around the target here. Lucas can handball back to 1-2. Now up the middle of the ground they go. Tucks it under his arm, has one bounce, kick down the line. Can they get a mark here? Bounce just doesn't fade Toma. Now look to go over the ball, but the bounce is going to bounce over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. So just not favouring them the bounce there.
No.
But it was really good stuff. Olinda Ferny Creek to not allow Woori Yallock to get a score on the board from that inside 50. So the ball will be thrown back into play here. Back into play now. Wallace and Riley Moncourse. Geordie Williams nearly gave it, but just slipped out of his hands at the last second. It's going to go back over the boundary line for another boundary throw in here. So boundary umpire to restart play and bring the ball back in with the boundary throw in. So just wait for the ball. So Riley Moncourse and Wallace to go at it. Ball's thrown back in. Monkhurst goes for an over palm and gets a bit of height on it too. Matheson overruns the ball. Dare goes in and gets it. Gets a handball away. Lucas picks it up though and gets a kick away moving forward. Chasing after it, Von Hess. Can he gather it? Joel Smith does really well to tap it out of his way. And he's going to get a high contact free kick, I believe, Smith. Yes, he is. He's going to get it a half back now too.
Yep, so we're with the chance now to counter-attack. 28 points adrift. Need to get motoring to get their spot into that grand final against their arch rivals. Wandon Smith's kick though is there at Hunter Ryan, unable to gather it, which is absolutely fair enough. Here's a chance to Olinda Ferny Creek. They should get the first goal of the last quarter, and they do. Percy Heights nailed it. 34 points the difference. Disaster for Woori Yallock. That was exactly what couldn't happen, and it did.
See, Percy Hyatt is another player who I've rated very highly over the final series. He's stepped up something fierce in the last few weeks. It's been really amazing to see, and now he's got 2 on the board. So really, really well done by Percy Hyatt. He's making an impact everywhere. Absolutely
spot on, Adam. You absolutely nailed that call there. Percy Hyatt has been brilliant, and now 34 points the difference. This is such a big ask for Woori Yallock. Olinda Ferny Creek, fair to say, they've got one hand on that grand final spot. So back in the middle for Josh Wallace and Riley Moncourse to do battle in the ruck. Up it goes. Moncourse just grabs out of the ruck. He did really well. The sidestep from the big fella. He sends him inside forward. 50. Gibson's got it. Taylor Gibson. Was he watching Matt Scharenberg as he figured out how to manicure this kick through the breeze? 97 goals, 2 for the season. Already kicked 4 goals in the afternoon, all in the first quarter. This for his 5th. This for 98. In he comes. No, he pulls the kick short to the top of the square. Beautifully done. And Cody Basoli will take the mark from 25 metres out to potentially get it back to 28 points, the difference for the instant response. Huge kick in the context of this game for Woori Yallock and their season. Cody Basoli, can the skipper step up to the plate? And he comes. He cannot. Didn't allow for the breeze, and he's missed to the right-hand side. 7:9:51 to 12:12:84. 6.5 gone into the final quarter. So Paddy, yep.
Sorry, I was going to say, I reckon he still aimed very much to the left side, just didn't realise how much the breeze was going to do.
So long kick out of the defensive 50 by Paddy Seymour. Simpson will fly, got a fist in. Goes in hard with a second effort. Percy Hyde involved. So too Peter Lucas. Eventually Peter Lucas comes away with the football, but he lost it. Olinda Ferny Creek still continue to press forward. Toma taking in a good strong tackle by Atchison, and the umpire calls for the stoppage. Nearing half forward now for Olinda Ferny Creek.
He's got a good view of this right in front of us. Riley Monkhurst and Wallace to go at it. Monkhurst gets a thump forward, and it's a good thump in the end as they can gather this ball now. Basoli was very careful of that, then has his kick smothered. Lucas gathers it, puts the boot into the ball. Toma, Scharenberg, one of them, no. But how's Robbie Allen coming over with the spoil at the right time? So, ball to be thrown back into play here. What's up, Aiden?
Just trying to get a bit of a closer look.
Oh, I thought something was happening because you're looking around. All good. So now the ball's going to be thrown back into play here. Riley Monkhurst to go up against the skipper Taylor. Tap down there. Now Robbie Allen gets the handball out. Can they get the ball moving forward? Scharenberg, 4 third-term goals. Lucas, snap around the goal on the boundary. How about that one for a bit of magic from Peter Lucas? And they extend the margin out to 39 points. What a goal by Peter Lucas. The wind is no problem for him.
Well, it certainly shouldn't be, Trent. That's the way it's blowing, but that was incredible. And Olinda Ferny Creek, still early days in this last quarter, but gee, they're very close now. They're very close. This is just going to be such a big effort for Woori Yallock, and they're going to come back from here. 39 points against the breeze. They've done so well. They really have fought hard. They did well against the breeze into the third quarter, and they're taking full advantage of it now.
Back in the middle now. It would take something special for Woori Yallock to come back from this. Monkos with a tap down to Williams. Williams gets the clearance out, but Olinda Ferny Creek can gather this at half-back. Williams tries to burst his way through, but Seal does that even better. And they get the ball out now to Curry. Curry and Nick kick out to Wallace. Touched off the boot, I believe. Yep, because the umpire's now called play on. Wallace wasn't aware of that, though. But they managed to get it moving forward. They get it over the top to Seal. So Seal now brings the ball inboard and a nice kick to Hyatt, plays on, then goes long, has Scharenberg in the square, has the body work, but he's going to give away a holding free kick. It's going to go the way of Joel Adams, and geez, the crowd aren't happy with that one.
No.
So Joel Adams will get this ball at full-back. 9 minutes gone in this last term, 39 points the margin is to Olinda Ferny Creek. He draws the player in as Adams and goes back to Smith. He tries to go back to Adams. Scharenberg, step around his body for number 5! You bet he's got it! What a performance it is by Matt Scharenberg. Has been nullified to only play out of the square today. 4 third-term goals and number 5 in the last term to push the margin out to 45 points. Olinda Ferny Creek are getting close to that grand final spot, and you can see he's getting a round of applause from the crowd as he runs off for the interchange bench.
I reckon they might be putting him on ice, Trent, and absolutely fair enough. To be honest, Trent, I'm going to call it. They're home. They've got it now. It's going to be too big of an ask for Woori Yallock to kick against this breeze. They've got to kick 8 goals unanswered now. They wait for the ball to come back in the middle. But well done to Matt Scharenberg. Pretty much playing on one leg. He's kicked 5 goals, and he's been such a crucial impact for his side in this game. And for the first time this season, it looks like these two teams won't play in the cliffhanger. So ball up in the middle. Dester in the ruck this time. Riley Munkles grabs out of the ruck, sends it forward, but he's turned it over. And Olinda Ferny Creek on the counter-attack again. Seal the target. Can he take the mark? Taylor kicks to the top of the square. Toma on the end of it. No, must have been touched off the boot. Comes back to Frankie Seal. Steps around one. Was dispossessed. Gets the handle away. Toma. Kick towards goal. Nailed it. And Olinda Ferny Creek, this is an avalanche.
It's party time down here, boys.
Taking the mickey are Olinda Ferny Creek. Just absolutely piling them on the scoreboard now. And I reckon they know they're home.
They definitely are now. They've doubled the score of Woori Yallock, 15-12, 102 to 7-9, 51.
Boys, you got to choose one. Which one are you taking? You taking Daniel Toner's or you taking Peter Lucas's? They're pretty similar too.
I reckon Peter Lucas but Tomers was pretty good. It's very hard to split them.
Similar spots too.
Yeah, very similar spots.
He his first one from there as well, didn't he?
I think he might have.
Yeah.
So it's back in the middle again. Desta and Munkhorst. Munkhorst gets the better of the tap. Matheson dishes off through the hands of Noah Dare. Comes out wide. Clark dishes off, running onto it as Percy Hyatt, been brilliant in this game. Long kick to half forward, Tomer on the end of it, just going to fall short of him and trickle over the boundary line and will be thrown back into play. Outer side of the ground, nearing half forward for Olinda Ferny Creek, who have turned it on in this second half. And they're going to run into this grand final with all sorts of momentum. Only went down by 20 to Wandon last week. Maybe they've got a blueprint. We'll know in a week's time. But what a performance against a very strong Woori Yallock side, it has to be said. Not many teams can do this to Woori. So it's a ball up, outer side of the ground. Up it goes. Desta gets the better of the tap, sharked by Arnold. Woori desperately trying to surge the ball forward, but Olinda Ferny Creek bringing all the heat. So another stoppage on the outer side of the ground. Again, it'll be Munkhorst and Desta to do battle in the ruck. Ball socket forward for Olinda Ferny Creek. Clark chases after it, but he can't keep the ball in play, and it's a bit of a gridlock on the outer side. So can Olinda just continue to pile on the pain? Or can Woori Yallock at least get a couple of consolation prizes and cut down the margin a bit? Boundary throw in, up it goes. Throw going to fall a bit short due to the breeze. Munkhorst gets to the front, wins the tap. Rosier couldn't get the ball under his control. Gathered by Clark. Dishes off to Lucas. They'll be inside forward 50 again. Olinda Ferny Creek. Taylor's the target. Got it! Beat Robbie Allen in the 1-on-1, and Lockie Taylor will line it up from the forward pocket. This to potentially make it 57 points in what has been a domination of the last quarter from Olinda Ferny Creek. So Lockie Taylor will kick around his body for his first goal of the afternoon. He's hit the belly of the ball. Smith can't take the mark. Can Woori rush it over? Polton should be able to win the foot race to the ball. Strong tackle laid by Taylor. Did it linger too long? Umpire calls him to go and the ball trickles over the boundary line. It will be thrown back into play.
13 and a half minutes gone in this final term. As you said, Aidan, we can pretty much call that they are home.
Yep.
Olinda Ferny Creek have a spot in the grand final. It would take something drastic for Woori to get it, and it looks like it's going nowhere near their forward 50 really this quarter either. So the ball's thrown back into play. Riley Monkhorst front position. Desta tries to fire from the side. It's just punched over. It's going to be another boundary throw in. No. It's going to be paid insufficient intent, I think.
No, it was called out on the full. I wonder if it caught that someone's boot on the way through.
Okay.
Either that or is it maybe just off the fist of the ruckman.
So now Rosie up brings the ball inside 50 for Olinda Ferny Creek. No mark can be taken. Punch from the back. Gemmell chases after it. But Arnold gets the handball out and they can move it forward through Harvey Smith. And they try and get the ball moving forward up to the wing now. Unable to take the mark. It's Sport. So Olinda Ferny Creek look to move it forward here again inside their forward 50. But this is going to go a bit too wide of Von Hesten now. It's going to go out of bounds on the full. So Woori Yallock just switch the play and go to the other side of the ground now. They bring it back inboard. Has that kick got too much on it? No. Doing all right to hold on to that was Matthews. Directing traffic now where he wants them to lead to. Matthews brings it wide. Can a mark be taken? That's a good strong mark out in the front by Zach Monkhorst. Gives the handball over to Hunter Ryan. Ryan puts it out wide, allows the wind to do its work. And doing its work, it does. Now he gets the handball back over to Joel Smith. Smith, slight fumble when the tackle was there, but he's been held on for a bit too long. Matter of fact, it's going to be a high contact. So he'll go with the free kick here on the wing. Gemmell calls the ball. Smith gives it to him. Gemmell chucks it on the boot. Puts it in the forward line. Can a mark be taken? No, a bit too much on it. But it's going to be a...
No, the mark was taken.
The mark was taken at the back there. It looks like it's Geordie Williams who's taken this mark. Down in the forward line. Yet to kick a goal today. Has kicked it behind, but has yet to kick a goal. So Williams will line up here. 15 and a half minutes gone in this final term. So Williams here will come in and look to bring the margin back to 45 points. Williams. Kick of about 35 metres. Not much of an angle to deal with. In he comes. Kick is on its way. Keeps it low, but it's done too much. I think it's gone out of bounds on the full, and that it has. So that just shows how much the wind is still doing. So Olinda Ferny Creek can bring the ball back in the from fullback for Zach Seal. He goes wide and short, and they do this all right. They come up the middle, interestingly enough, to Rosier. So Rosier has it at half back. Zach Seal calls for the handball. Rosier ignores that. He just goes wide down the line. It beats everyone who was in that pack over their heads, but it gets the handball at the top now. Woori Yallock, they look to try and move it forward through Arnold. Handballed over the top. They've done this all right to Thompson. Now they can move it forward. Chance to go inside forward 50 and a mark taken there. And that by Ben Monkhurst. He gets a handball back. Kick inside the forward 50. Can a mark be taken deep by Zach Monkhurst? No, but it's going to be a free kick anyway, going the way of Taylor Gibson. And a 25-metre penalty.
Here we go.
So a definite goal should be coming Taylor Gibson's way, number 5 and number 98.
Yep.
So Gibson immediately runs in and then kicks through number 5 for the afternoon, and that's 98 for the season. So what a season Taylor Gibson has had. Missed some games through injury as well.
Yeah, that's it. At least 4 games, I think, through injury. Trent, you're right. Is that maybe one last thing for Woori to hold their hat on? Can they get Gibbo to 100? He's got 2 to go. There's still time enough for him to be able to do that. The game's out of reach, but maybe something for Woori to try and see what they can do. But anyway, we wait for the ball to come back into the middle, because obviously they're not going to be playing next week. He's got to get it done in this last quarter. So ball comes back into the middle. Riley Monkhurst and Noah Desta will do battle in the ruck. So 45 points the difference, 15-12, 102 to 8-9-57. Up it goes. Riley Monkhurst grabs the ball out of the ruck, dishes off to Geordie Williams, couldn't quite get his handball away, and Olinda Ferny Krieger again on the counter-attack. Greenall, low trajectory ball just over the head of Josh Walls. Ball heads towards the boundary line and will be thrown back into play right in front of our broadcast position here at Gembrook Recreation Reserve. So it'll be Riley Monkhurst and Josh Wallace to do battle on the ruck on this occasion. Now Desta, I think, just going to go after the interchange bench for a rest. So boundary throw-in, broadcast side of the ground. Up it goes. Wallace with front spot. Monkhurst wins it from the back. Oh, Percy Hyatt nearly had it. Zach Seal all the way back to Cuthbert. Can't get the ball under his control. Taken high, was he? No, umpire calls him to go. Zach Seal gets involved again. And this time he gets the high contact free kick. And Olinda Ferny Creek should be inside forward 50. And I think Lockie Taylor's telling him to go for goal. And I think that's what he's going to do. So Zach Seal, a kick of at least 55, maybe even 60 metres required here. Comes all the way back to the centre circle. But with how strong the breeze is, he's every chance this to push it back out to 51 points the difference for his first goal of the afternoon. Loads up on an arc. Distance, not a problem. But accuracy well and truly offline. So out of bounds on the full. And Woori Yallock will get the free kick in the back pocket. Not too sure who the recipient's going to be. Geordie Williams, there we go. Just waits for the ball to come back over the fence. So ticked into red time, 19 minutes gone in this last quarter. And it's been a dominant display from Olinda Ferny Creek. They've played in close ones all year, these two sides, but Olinda have really just forced an avalanche in this second half. And they will go into next week's grand final with plenty of momentum. So Geordie Williams goes across to Smith of the Joel variety, who's been corralled by Lucas Smith. He's run into danger, gets the handle away to Smith. Oh, he fends off his opponent. Does he? No, that's got to be holding the ball, and it is. And they probably had to try and do something like that. Woori Yallock takes some risks, but it hasn't paid off. And Percy Hyatt can line up for goal. And potentially looking at his third. Again, distance probably won't be a problem. It's going to be all about accuracy. And yep, he's already told the umpire he's going to have a go. So a kick of about 47, 48 metres required here for Percy Hyatt. Swings out onto an arc. The wind draws it back. He's got it! And Percy Hyatt's got 3.
What a game.
51 points the difference, 16-12, 108 to 8-9-57.
Percy Hyatt, just take a bow. Like, he's been absolutely running the show for a lot of this game. Between him and Scharenberg, it's been a fantastic couple of performances for Olinda Ferny Creek.
It most certainly has, Adam. Some icing on the cake on the back of a dominant performance here as the ball comes back into the middle. And only minutes left in this preliminary final.
So we wait to restart play here. Umpire throws this one up now. Wallace gets that tap down, but it's Williams who looks to try and go with the ball, and he gets it back for a handball. Handballs it back, looking for his running play, and Polton, he puts it inside the forward line, unable to hold the mark. Harvey Smith chasing after this one at top of the 50. Tackle is laid. And it's going to be a ball up here at half forward here for Woori. Can they get one more or even two more at least for Gibson? Stuck on 98 for the season. Ball's thrown up. Tapped down one by Wallace. They try and move it forward, but it's Woori who've got ball in hand now. Riley Monkhorst puts his boot in the ball. They go inside the forward line. Can it might be taken? Yes, it can. It's Ben Monkhorst by the looks of it. Yes, it is. He'll line up for goal for his first of the afternoon. And in he comes. Kick of about 35. In he comes. Kick looks pretty good off the boot. Wind didn't really have a problem there at all, and he puts it straight through.
That ball went dead straight through, yeah.
That was very interesting. He'll be glad with that.
Yeah.
He didn't have to work with it at all. He could just kick it normally and it did its thing.
That's it. He had an absolute shocker in the third quarter that nearly went out of bounds on the full. But yeah, that one, it was strange. The wind touched it a little bit, but not like some of the ones that Scharenberg was kicking in the third quarter. It was basically aiming at the behind post. But anyway, ball comes back in the middle and back to 45 points the difference.
22 minutes gone in this final term. Ball's thrown back up. Monkhorst, Riley gets that tap down. Can they get the ball moving here? Handball over the back. Woori look to try and move forward again. Williams tries to burst his way through, but he's met with a tackle from Lucas. He's going to be pinned holding the ball. So Lucas now. Norris, he doesn't have to do anything dramatic, but they also could have some party time though.
Yeah.
Kick goes in the Desta direction, just through his hands, and it's gone out the back. It's all Woori out the back. Joel Adams, Joel Smith. Joel Smith gets it, and he just walks it over for a minor score.
Shouts of deliberate for the crowd, proving that no one seems to know the rules of rush behinds.
So now Adam's having a stab at the crowd. but now Joel Smith covers it, kicks down the line. Can a mark be taken? Not quite, but they look like they might be able to move this one forward. Putting the jets on is Matthews, has one bounce, then goes over the top. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can.
Where's Gibbo?
I don't think he's on the ground.
I don't reckon he is either.
What number is that?
Roy Ray,
number 17. So Ray will line up for his first of the afternoon. Finished the season on a high, kicking a goal. So Ray comes in. It looks pretty good off the boot, and he's put it straight through. So Ray has his first of the afternoon.
Back to 40 points the difference. The wind must have died down because that one wasn't particularly affected by the breeze either. It went pretty straight.
Yeah.
I think the wind might be going more linear to the ground though, because it held up in the air for quite a long time, so maybe he's just kicking directly against the breeze as opposed to a crosswind.
Yeah. So the ball comes back into the middle. Only minutes left in this preliminary final, and Olinda Ferny Krieger booked their spot in the grand final with a dominant display over a strong Woori side. So it does look like Gibson is on the ground. Still 2 goals short of that 100. Can Woori get him there? This might be a chance. Oh no, Roy Ray, the kick didn't make the required 15 metres, and he's going to be penalised for holding the ball. So Seal, the recipient of the free kick. He's got Von Hess out wide, but he goes beyond him. Flies over a couple of sets of hands. Joel Smith taken off the ball, and that has to be a holding free kick, and it is. So Smith with a free kick off the half-back line. Low trajectory ball to Matheson. Matheson backpedals. Thompson runs around the back of him, but he won't go that way.
For the taping.
Matheson has turned it over. There we go. Von Hess on the end of it. He takes the intercepting mark.
Maybe he can't.
Possibly. Who knows? So Von Hess, the hero a couple of weeks ago, loads up, sends the ball long inside the forward 50. Desta's the target, but Woori with all the representation. He might be able to get one out the back. Noah Desta. Oh, Smith knocks it towards the line, and Joel Adams escorts it over. So another rush behind for Olinda Ferny Creek. 16-14, 110 now to 10-9-69. As mentioned, only minutes left to go in this preliminary final. Adams gets the handball received from Smith. Low trajectory ball's a good one to Arnold. Arnold brings the ball back in towards the corridor, and the mark is taken eventually by Harvey Smith, who goes out wide. Can a mark be taken here? Yes, it can. So Woori with a good counter-attacking play off the half-back line. Oh, no. They've turned it over again. Roy Ray just flipping over at the inopportune time, and Zach Seal takes the intercepting mark, and he's just telling him to slow it down, boys. We're almost there. So Seal eventually called to go by the umpire, being corralled by Gemmell, gets his kick away. Will stay in the field of play. No mark taken. Ball comes down to ground level. Picked up by Percy Hyatt. Will he have a ping? He's already got 3. Kick to the pocket. Oh, six seal! Oh, that would have been the mark of the season if he'd taken that.
My word.
What an incredible fly. I think everyone is so disappointed he hasn't stuck that.
That is some more grippo.
No less than myself.
You know what? Poor effort for not holding on to it after that effort. Like, you've done all that, got us excited.
Banner
He's
is
got
right
high.
inside the forward pocket. Munkhorst just tries to soccer it away. Handball to Polton. Polton gets Woori out of the defensive 50. The mark taken by Ray up the ground. Long kick through the corridor. Munkhorst presents and takes the mark out in front. And a 25-metre penalty is going to be paid. Where's Taylor Gibson? He's in the forward pocket. Get it to him, Zach. There's still maybe time. He heads in that direction. No, he's gone to Ben Munkhorst. Fisted away by Giacob in the back line. Roy Ray will come up to the football, but he won't get there. Olinda Ferny Creek again get the ball out of danger. But the intercepting mark taken by Atchison. Atchison sends the Tigers inside forward 50. Gibson's got it. Taylor Gibson for goal number 99. He doesn't understand the situation. He's not going quick enough. Gibbo, what are you doing to us?
There's a very likelihood that the sign goes now too.
Probably. So Taylor Gibson, the breeze has died down a bit. He's kicked 5 goals in the afternoon. This for goal number 99. In he comes. With a slow and deliberate approach. Does he know that he's on 98 goals? Looks pretty good off the boot, but it fades across to the right-hand side and just sneaks through for a behind. So still on 98 goals is Taylor Gibson. Oh dear, oh dear. So Gibson, 5 goals, 3 in the afternoon, 10-10-70 now. Woori Yallock to Olinda Ferny Creek, 16-14, 110. Long kick, can a mark be taken? No, fisted away. Percy Hyatt gets to the football first, can't get it under his control though. Kick inside the forward 50, bounces over the top. Can Munkhorst get it out the back? No, he can't. Giacob gets there first. Oh, his handball's a bit errant. Do they rush it over the Bloods? Yes, they do. So another behind for Woori Yallock, 10-11-71 now to 16-14, 110. So precious seconds tick away here. Paddy Seymour with the kicking duties. Assesses the options down the line. Long kick out of the defensive 50. Can the mark be taken by Wallace? Yes, it can. Maybe time enough for one more Olinda Ferny Creek goal. Wallace, though, in no hurry. The siren must be just seconds away. Just go short to Desta. Desta will go short again to Hyatt. So plenty of Olinda Ferny Creek players unattended. Hyatt just kicks it to half forward, looking for Seal or maybe Smith. Through a couple of sets of hands. Can Seal get one out the back here? Keeps Basoli corralled. Handball comes away from Cody Basoli to Roy Ray. Can't get the ball under his control. Basoli goes in for seconds. Good tackle laid by Frankie Seal. And that ball going nowhere. And it will be a ball up at half forward for Olinda Ferny Creek. So the umpire just assessing it and then throwing it up. So Wallace again against Munkhorst. Munkhorst gets the better of the tap. Greer Smith Rowe dishes off. Greenall. Long kick to the top of the square. Tomer in a one-on-one. Won't be able to take the mark. Woori Yallock with all the numbers behind the footy. Comes away to Joel Adams. And there's the siren. And Olinda Ferny Creek are through to the grand final. They will face Wandon next week with a dominant victory over the Tigers. The scoreboard reading 16-13, 109 to Woori Yallock 10-11, 71. And after it was close all season, Trent, Olinda Ferny Creek really dominated today's game.
Yeah, when it really mattered, the game that really mattered, they were able to come through with the victory and they were dominant all day, really. Didn't look like they were going to lose this.